All right. Welcome to another edition of Ham number 13. That is right. I am Hunnaball. And today is the day where we go through various... I gotta turn the music down. Today is the day where we go through various opinions and takes that I have that I do not want to be held accountable for in the future. I believe all of what I'm gonna say, but I do not want to be reminded of it unless it makes a good TikTok. Welcome to Friday. It's been a long week. I hope you're doing all right. I am here. Shit, I'm here. Yeah, we had Derpy. What is up, man? Hey, dude. So we got some things to talk about. I did not stream yesterday. We reacted to the Trent McDuffie trade live, which was fun. If you want to check out my reaction to that, I think that was on Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. However, DJ Moore is a Buffalo Bill, and I want to talk about that first and foremost. One of my takes includes it, but I just want to kind of get some thoughts out. If you didn't hear, DJ Moore is now a Buffalo Bill in exchange for a second-round draft pick. Okay, I should reframe. DJ Moore and a fifth-round pick turned into a second-round pick from Buffalo. You definitely should play GM on Stick the Model for the Giants on a stream. I'm down. I'm down. What's up, Jarv? Welcome to F Friday, the place where we give our takes. I got a lot to say about the Giants. In other Giants news, Devin Singletary, his contract has been restructured. So Ken Walker seems a little less likely. Not impossible, but a little less likely. Ken Walker and Jeremiah Love seems almost impossible now that we've kept Motor, everyone's favorite running back. We restructured his contract. I hope it's for nothing. Like, I hope it's for no dollars. But again, whatever. I'm gonna trust Harbaugh. I'm gonna trust the game. I did it and sent it in the Discord. All right, I'm down. Shoot, sounds fun. But yeah, so I want to get through some takes. First and foremost, I want to look this up really quick. I want to talk about one non-football thing, and then we'll get into it. Okay, drop a like if you haven't already. Okay, so look. What the hell? Okay, I don't want to complain for nothing here. And I'm a little ill-informed when it comes to this. However, I saw something that kind of upset me. Hate the Singletary restructure. We could have let him walk and sign Algier, Brian Robinson for cheaper. What is the number? What is the number? That's I didn't see it. Let's find out. Whatever. To Twitter. What is the number for Devin Singletary? Okay. So the line is turning into whatever. Anyway, whatever. Good morning. Good morning to you too. More Perfect Union or no Poly Market. Let's see. What is the number here? Is a restructure. I think we're already getting paid $5 million. Right, he took a pay cut. Save my franchise from paying Ken Walker $15 million so we can go build a super offensive line. There you go. There you go. I do think that's what's going to happen. Like, obviously, the Giants are going to go crazy offensive line. He was set to make $5 million and count 6.5 versus the cap this season. He was set. So he had a 6.5. Have to assume $5 million got reduced significantly, probably with incentives to try to earn some back. There you go. So I don't think we have the number yet, unless I'm mistaken here. Why do we restructure Devin? Because the Giants want some running back depth without having to pay someone. I think the money's gonna be pretty low. Like, I'm talking $1 to $2 million. And if that's the case, I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. We should fire John Harbaugh. Yeah, no, I don't see it. Also, here's a fact. Here's a fun fact that I've realized. Tyron Tracy, whom I like a lot, who I think is a good running back, who he'll be a great pro in this league, but now he'll get paid more next season. I thought, there's no way. There's no way. I'm sure there are outs next season. If we restructure this deal, I'm sure there are outs next year. Tyron Tracy, whom I like a lot, is actually 1 year older than Kenneth Walker. He's going into his age 26 season. I did not know that. Kind of bummed me out. Where is he? Where is high-paid player Devin Singletary? Here it is. $5 million in base. God damn. Okay, yeah, he's through contract next year. Yeah, six against the cap. He's guaranteed nothing next year. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too hung up on it. If not, I would restructure everyone every year. Ain't that how restructures work? I honestly think it's more. I mean, I think it's a loaded case. Sometimes that is how restructures work, but I think in this specific scenario, I think Devin Singletary specifically got a what's the word? A pay cut. Like, no way, he got a pay cut. I don't even think it's I think he just got a legitimate pay cut. I don't think it's a restructure because he met with the Giants and they agreed that he's not going to get paid anything. Adding more dead cap here just makes no sense. Like, I mean, I don't think we're adding a ton, if any, honestly. I genuinely think it's just a pay cut. But again, I don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay. First thing I want to talk about, because again, the Devin Singletary, that's hardly news. Let's be honest. It's hardly news. Let's talk about something real. Lego Smart Play. So it's not a restructure. Look, everything I saw on Twitter, it looked like it. Look at this. Where is it? Where'd Renan go? There's Schultz. What'd Renan say? Yeah, pay cut. There you go. He agreed to a straight up pay cut. So it's not like we're deferring money. Good sir. What the hell's a Lego Smart Brick? So these are, I'm assuming, AI Legos. Okay. I didn't read into this very far. What do we think of the DJ Moore trade? We will get to that. It's F Friday. But I just want to start with non-sports talk for a second because I saw an ad for this and I thought everyone would have a take. So the cool thing about Legos is they're not online. It's that they're bricks that you build things with. Now, I don't know what the hell this is, but I think, what if you could bring your life for real? What if you could bring your imagination to life with AI? It's not, the video's not loading. Fuck do I need an AI Lego for? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like is a football. Let's go. Drop a like. It's a football.
The little guys now, all connected to bring play to life like never before.
If you go up beyond to the Chargers, I think he's a good replacement for Bozeman. I like that move, by the way. I like that move, and I'm glad the Chargers got it before the free agency frenzy. Probably means the Giants are going to sign Linderbaum, which is a loaded case.
With dynamic sound and lights. Holy schnitzel, there's lights.
Lights on a Lego brick. What are you kidding me?
To create, explore, and unlock your imagination.
So you add a brick.
Huge. Come play in the next dimension with the.
So they really haven't mentioned it. Like, they really haven't explained this. And I saw an ad for it, and I just thought, this looks stupid. I want to talk about it on stream. So from what I'm gathering, you throw a brick on, and then they have sound, or there's a speaker in there, or I don't even know. I thought it like opened like an AI video thing, but honestly, who the hell knows? I just wanted to bring this up in case, you know, anyone's a Lego activist out here. They're bringing digital Legos. Is it a loaded case? So the Bank Center is finally worth it in case it may not even be an overpay. Is it a loaded case? Is it? All right, let's talk about football. DJ Moore is slightly weaker move than when the Bills traded for Diggs. Okay, so here's my first take of F It Friday, and you guys let me know what you think. And we'll get to team has had a half-decent center since Weston Richburg. Good pull. I thought JMS was going to be good. Like Lego doing, you see the $1,000 Death Star. Well, I'll check that out really quick for. See, I want to. I don't know why. I like want to delay the football talk because there is a lot of football to talk about, and I just want to like dig into it. But I don't want to be stopped. And I do like crossing off non-football topics. $1,000 Death Star, and then we'll move on. $100, $1,000 Death Star. Best typer in football. Holy hell. I mean, look, I don't have much like, that doesn't seem like a lot. That doesn't seem like a ton. Unless it's like gigantic, that doesn't seem like a ton. Yeah, I got 3.5 stars. Not super exciting. The exclusive Death Star has arrived. It looks pretty hefty. All right. Back to it. Back to sports. I don't think Linderbaum's worth 20 mil. Rather pay someone like McGovern for cheaper. I feel like the Giants are... I think Linderbaum to the Giants is almost a done deal. I'm so mad JMS isn't good. He's got everything going for him. He's either a jackass and idiot or both. It's both. 1K for that BS. Yeah, that feels like a lot. That feels like a lot. Overrated him in a weaker center class, GF10. That as well, but I thought, you know, I thought he'd be a starter. Like, there were first round pick buzz, and then he went to the second. Back of it looks awful. This is my problem. I keep like under looking at this. I want to see the back now, which is a common theme in my life. Do they have the AI Lego in this one? They just threw a ton of minifigs in there, which I'm a fan of minifigs, but damn. What does the other side look like? Wait, whoa. Do you only get to build the half? Wait a minute. You only build the half? What? That's $1,000? What? For the... What? It's not even a Death Star. It's a flat, like, sphere. What? Oh, man. Good morning, everybody. It's F It Friday. We had Charred Wind here, which makes me happy. What is up? Golly. Well, Lego's got their shit figured out. They're putting in digital bricks that either won't work or will be really stupid, and the Death Star sucks. This is just legal robbery. This is crazy. We thought he was a good prospect. Yeah, we missed on the pick. Let's fire Joe Shade. $1,000 Death Star slice. Yeah. He's a low-end Starker, but you're better off if he's a backup. Hey man, JMS will be a playable offensive lineman one day. That's my first take of F It Friday. JMS will be a playable offensive lineman one day. Just an idea. I buy Lego Star Wars off Temu. The version's 150 still too much. Jeez, even the Temu Lego inflation has hit. Good morning, guys. 10K for the whole Death Star. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's not true. That's not true. No way. This is the last thing I'm gonna check with this Death Star. Star Wars Death Star. Let's see, huh? Star Destroyer. This looks like the sphere. Yeah, this is an exclusive. This is 1,000. So they retired the big boy. They retired the full and replaced it with the half slice. Oh my god. Okay, so there is no full circle Death Star. He's a playable offensive lineman now, just not great. Well, yeah, maybe you're right. Well, clearly the Giants are going to upgrade. I'm so pissed. This Death Star thing bummed me out. All right. Now we're done. Okay. JMS is fine. So you have to buy it like 10 times for the... Oh, I see. It's not a bad idea. Oh, man. I wish... I sit on my knees every night and I pray that Giants fans will love me as much as they loved Carmen Brasillo. Jesus Christ. Sphere is the way to go. Well, yeah, if you can buy it. If you can... What is the point of a slice of a Death Star? That looks ridiculous. Oh, you can see inside. Luke Skywalker. Whatever. Anyways. Okay. First trade. First like actual take I wanna unleash here. So DJ Moore got traded, and I want to talk about it because we didn't talk about it on Thursday. So let me just pull this up, huh? Instead of just having Jermaine Illuminor's mug. Where is it? I know I keep like saying now I want to start, but I just want to pull up a picture of the trade compensation for visual aid here. DJ Moore, walk in faith. Also, Cam Curl coming back. Tremaine Edmonds cut by the Bears. So there you go. So if you're in the linebacker market like the Giants are, that's good news. Okay. DJ Moore was traded, right? You realize how massive that Death Star is, though. There's literally display places for other Lego. other Lego sets in there. That is true. It is a pretty hefty Death Star. That's a good point. That's a fair point. 100% Zeitler again. We should never let him leave in the first place. Is he on the market? That's not a bad idea. That's nothing for kids anymore, because us millennials never grew. Lol, i.e. Pokemon cards. There you go. There you go. Build's 90% the same. Shit, yeah, guys, buy off-brand Legos. That's the advice of the day. All right, so DJ Moore went for a second-round pick, and well, DJ Moore in a fifth went for a second-round pick, and my first reaction was, wow, that is a lot for DJ Moore, especially when you factor in his age, especially when you factor in his contract, especially when you factor in the Bills are everyone's favorite team to rip on right now. That's why my Bills video did relatively well, because everyone loves banding together and ripping on Buffalo. At least right now, because they were super annoying. Here's what I'll say, though. I've sat with it a little bit. And I don't think the DJ Moore trade is as bad as I initially thought, or as bad as you initially thought. Listen, Twitter is freaking out, saying it's a massive overpay. The Bills are stuck. They're going to have to pay DJ Moore all this money. And here's my thing, right? And this will tie into another take I have. I think we've kind of skewed the way we see trades a little bit too much. Okay, because I think it literally comes down to which teams we like more. Because the Rams, who I like the Trent McDuffie trade, the Rams traded a first-round pick for Trent McDuffie, who has 1 year left on his deal. So it's like, would you rather trade for a player that you can pay? What's up, John? Would you rather trade for a player that you can pay, or trade for a player that may or may not walk in a year? You know, obviously DJ Moore is not as good as Trent McDuffie. I get that. But I just think that the DJ Moore trade got a little bit too much hate from people like me because the value's not there. The contract. I mean, listen, it was either trade a 2 for DJ Moore or trade a 1 and then some for AJ Brown. I really don't think the trade is that awful. Listen, DJ Moore stays healthy. We know this. He's hardly ever injured, and he's been consistent. And maybe he wasn't outstanding last season, but a lot of the Bears wide receivers weren't outstanding. They built that offense to be very spread out. Rome Odunze couldn't get shit going after week 8. Luther Burden didn't come on until week like 14. And DJ Moore was fine. Colston Loveland was good at the end of the season. Like, they was so spread out. So I'm not saying that DJ Moore in Buffalo is going to work. I actually think the Bills are going to be pretty bad. But I think, honestly, broad strokes, the trade's a little bit better than I thought. A second-round pick's a second-round pick. And I think the Bears got really good value. This is not me shitting on the Bears. But I just kind of think, listen, draft picks get a little overvalued in the modern NFL because everyone's a Twitter GM. And I just kind of feel like, look, the Bills were not going to get a player better than DJ Moore in round 2. And yes, they have to pay him. Yes, his contract sucks. I totally get that. But like, he's under contract for the next few seasons. If the Bills just kick that money or restructure his deal, if the Bills kick that money, then the issue is gone. Then who cares about age? I don't think DJ Moore is going to suddenly fall off a cliff at 31 when he's still under contract and just suck. Like, this is I don't think DJ Moore is amazing, but I think he's a true wide receiver 1, and I think the Bills offense could do something with him. Let's not forget that he's reconnecting with Joe Brady, former Panthers offensive coordinator when they were both over there. So clearly Joe Brady knows how to coach him. DJ Moore was really good in Carolina. So I just kind of feel like the Bills are getting too much hate for this trade, and I wanted to kind of gauge what everyone else is saying about that. And when I first saw it, I was like, God damn, bro, a second-round pick? But now as the dust has settled, I kind of like the move more and more. Look, we've been saying we want the Bills to go for it. Now they have the second highest paid receiver room in the NFL. So Josh Allen, man, if Josh Allen can't get it done, I'm not going to sit here and say, golly, man, the Bills need to give him some help. That was a catch. Nah, man. Nah, dude. But yeah, so Otis likes to trade for the Bills. Hell yeah. Bills definitely overpaid, but doesn't matter. They need to improve wide receiver. Exactly. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And even then, it's like, let's not forget it, by the way. It's like pick what? 55, 51, somewhere in the 50s? Like, it's not a high second round pick. It's basically a third. And if you saw DJ Moore for a third to, say, the Raiders or... yeah, let's say the Raiders. Would we really be so up in arms? I don't think he'd be anything like the Diggs trade for him. My takes the Bills should draft a wide receiver late, DJ Moore, Khalil Shakir, like Denzel Boston. That's what I mean. They can still draft a wide receiver now. Whereas if they traded for A.J. Brown, they would have had to just sit and pick, deal with it. And to be honest with you guys, look, DJ Moore has stayed healthy. There's not a ton of tread on the tires relatively. I'm not saying I would rather have DJ Moore over A.J. Brown, but what I will say is I'd rather have DJ Moore for a 2 than A.J. Brown for a 1 and a 3. Is anyone going to fight me on that? I feel like that's pretty fair to say. And we got Reyna here. There it is. DJ Moore gone. Sabbath was inevitable. We got a good return for him. Exactly. There we go. Exactly. They still make more playoff deep runs where they have. I don't think DJ Moore puts them over the top. I mean, look, he's the best wide receiver on that team. He's the best wide receiver on that team. And that's ultimately what the Bills needed. They needed confident star power that they can trust to, more importantly than anything, stay healthy. I think they got all that. You say no excuses for Josh. Welcome, guys. I don't disagree. I don't inherently disagree. Josh Allen, make it happen, Captain. But again, I don't want my Josh Allen hate to be displaced onto him. It's literally just the way media and everyone else talks about him. I'm not disagreeing with you on that front. I just don't think DJ Moore's the solution. Hey, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. And you should prioritize making the game easier when having an elite quarterback forcing Josh to carry the offense by himself is boneheaded. Listen, I mean, let's draw out this scenario here. Let's say the Bills take a wide receiver, right? Let's say they take Concepcion, who I like a lot, maybe Denzel Boston if they want to, which whatever, Omar, whoever. If that happens, it's a pretty good offense. Like all in all, it's a pretty good offense. If you can get valuable starts out of your rookie wide receiver, that's a pretty good offense, man. Khalil Shakir in the slot, the way he's supposed to be played. You can kiss Brandon Cook's ass goodbye. You got top of the league tight ends, great offensive line, great run game, great receivers, and fuck it, figure out the defense later. Honestly. Like, this is Joe Brady's team now. It's not McDermott. They're going to shift a lot more offensively. Because if I remember right, Sean McDermott has a defensive background, right? And I just kind of feel like, all things considered, the Bills now have a very, very good and high-paid offense with pretty much no excuse. I don't have their exact free agents in front of me, but I don't think anyone big is going onto the market anytime soon. So, I like it, man. I like it for the Bills. I really didn't think I would. And I think it's going to work out. I think it's going to work out. I'm glad the Bills aren't afraid because look, like Brandon Beane is under the gun. He's making moves out of desperation and that sucks, whatever. But this is what we wanted. This is, as fans, as non-Bills fans, this is what we wanted, right? We wanted them to make a move. We wanted them to take a big swing. Harmon was wide open on that throw that Josh missed. Was the wide receiver's fault that Josh holds the ball like a loaf of bread, kneels, he fumbles. No, I don't disagree. Josh had a bad playoff game. I don't disagree. I'm not going to sit here and defend Josh Allen. Come on. But I do think it's, maybe this is just a me thing. But when I saw this trade, I was like, oh my God, bro, the Bills are idiots. The Bills are so stupid. Why would they do that? And now I'm like, honestly, what was the alternative? What, pick up Stephon Diggs? Trade for Mac Hollins? Like, what was the alternative here? Maybe we could get a little something for Isaiah Hodgins. You guys want him back? Trade a 4 for Isaiah Hodgins, Jarv's favorite wide receiver. Bill should draft a $1,000 Death Star in the first. There you go. It was a win-win deal. I think it was a win-win deal, and I want to talk about the other win-win deal because I kind of alluded to this at first, but I didn't really stick the landing on the take. Okay, let's go down really quick. Where is he? Where is he? Also, this is an interesting, not Trent Brown, my bad. The Austin Cooper trade or Hooper trade. Also, I wonder where Jawan Taylor's gonna go. Okay, here we go. Basically a 5th. All right, here we go. Rhythm matters. Getting playmakers who can get your quarterback in rhythm helps, man. There's 100 different things that could happen, even if those wide receivers have the true play for it. I love that. I think for the past 3 streams now, Giants fan 10 and Jarv have gotten into debates. I think that's great. This is I'm watching First Take live. Jarv under my hypno state. When I say it was the ref's fault, it was the ref's fault. Bills are gonna drive 650 Charizard. Hold it for 10 years and flip it for 5. There you go. Easy money. Easy money. Let's talk about the Trent McDuffie trade because I think the Rams are getting too much credit. It's a good move. No, listen. It's effing Friday. I think the Rams are getting too much credit for this Trent McDuffie trade. Honestly. When you draw it out a little bit, they get 1 year of Trent McDuffie and they sent a 1, a 5, a 6, and a 3. That's a lot. And I like, look, I don't want this to sound like me ripping on the way the Rams are ran. The Rams are ran extremely well. I get it. But in a vacuum, this is a ton. For a corner that is good, I'll admit. But if you kind of read the advanced stats, passer rating allowed, grades, all that stuff, he's not that good. He's not that good. The only thing about Trent McDuffie that you're getting an advantage with is that his contract is pretty chill at the moment. But I wouldn't be shocked if this time next year we're talking about Trent McDuffie going into the open market and the Rams just lost a first-round pick for a one-year rental. I assume they plan on paying him. We'll find out. We'll find out. Are the Rams going to even have the money to pay him? I mean, I guess. But then again, why? Like, why? Why would they? Why would they pay him? Like, let's say Stafford retires next season. Why would they pay Trent McDuffie? Like, you know? Maybe the money will stick around, but I just feel like broad strokes. I'm not even saying this is a bad trade. I just think the Rams are getting too much credit. That was my main thing. I think the Chiefs got a lot of value for Trent McDuffie. Like, that's a ton. And I got to note this, by the way. When this trade happened, I forgot who it was. I think it was like Ian O'Connor or some reporter. He said it was between the Chiefs and the Giants. What the fuck? The Giants? What would we have traded if the Giants traded anywhere close to a first and a third for Trent McDuffie for a year? Oh man, I would have freaked out on stream. I would not have been happy if the Giants sent this much for Trent McDuffie. Obviously, the Rams are in a much different situation and their secondary needs more help than the Giants just because they have guys going to free agency. Not that the Giants secondary deserves any credit, but I just kind of feel like if the Giants did, the fact that the Giants were talking about that, and of course, people on Twitter, oh, leave it to Joe Shane to fumble another one. Like, the fact that the trade didn't go through means that he didn't fumble in my book, which is so stupid. The bar for Joe Shane is so low, but there it is. Hey, the Chiefs have 2 firsts. Fuck you, Rams. Yeah, and pick 29 is not exactly anything crazy, but Chiefs got good value. Chiefs got a good return. That's real. Last time they made trades for a lot of picks, they won the Super Bowl. So, well, look, man, it's tough winning a Super Bowl. It is. It's tough winning a Super Bowl. And look, if they win a Super Bowl, my bad. But I'll say it here first. You want to give me the Rams to win the Super Bowl or the field? I'm going field every time. I don't give a shit that they're tied for the best Super Bowl odds. This is the NFL. Things happen. People get hurt. Things change. The Rams are built well. But if it doesn't happen this year, what the hell was the point of trading a first-round pick for Trent McDuffie? They could have had Avion Terrell. Trent McDuffie's an elite corner, especially if you don't force him to play outside a majority of the time like KC has been. I mean, we would have definitely paid him. A first would have been insane, though. Like, we aren't anywhere near close. That's what I mean, yeah. What would we have done? Pick 5? Pick 5 for Trent McDuffie would have been crazy. And if we traded a second, we would have 0 draft capital. So, again, it's kind of it's an interesting case. If the Chiefs got Kenyon Sneak with their second first, I wouldn't worry, Otis. I don't think Kenyon Sneak's going to be there at 29. I wouldn't sweat it. Unless they trade up. In which case, he very well could be there. I don't give a fuck about the 5th and 6th. It's really on the 1st and the 3rd. It's the worst first-round pick. I get that the Rams still have pick 13. I get it. But in a vacuum, I just think it's a lot. I get they still have pick 13. And if you're the Chiefs, you probably would have rather gotten pick 13. Obviously, I get that. But I just think in the vacuum, it's a lot. I mean, this all stems down to the stupid Falcons, man. It all stems down to the idiot Falcons. Had the Falcons not, like, grossly overpaid, I don't even hate the Rams. I hope they're good. But if the Falcons hadn't grossly overpaid to move back up for James Pierce, who's, you know, in a little bit of boiling water right now, then, we would have had a whole different conversation. But thanks to the Falcons, trading a first to a contender, no less, in their conference. So fucking stupid, Atlanta. Oh, man. God, dude, the Falcons need to be studied. Someone should make a video about how terrible the Falcons have been ran the last 3-4 seasons. I mean, Jesus, you draw it back from the Kyle Pitts pick to now. It's like, what are they doing? What are they doing? God forbid they sign like Fields or who else? Who else is in the market who else were the Falcons looking at? Was it Kirk? No, they already got Kirk. God, who else were the Falcons looking at? I thought it might have been Kyler. I don't think so though. It was Tua! Tua! Imagine the Falcons signed Tua! Oh, boy. Rams don't need the mystery box, they need the boat. It's a good call. Listen, it's F it Friday. I want to say knee-jerk reactions. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I'm wrong. But book it now. The Trent McDuffie trade is not going to work out for the Rams. Huh. Anyways, this is the last day, by the way, of this damn webcam. But this is the last day. I bought a tripod. I got the battery. Of course, the battery doesn't fit, so I got to buy another battery. So this is the last day of the stupid tripod. I feel like I can't clip the stuff as well when I'm being recorded like this. We definitely would have paid him at first. Would have been insane though. We aren't anywhere near close. That's what I mean. How were we the other runner up? What were we sending? 2, 4, and a 5. All right. So that's my take with the Trent McDuffie thing. As a Rams fan, I wouldn't have done it, but I hope I'm wrong. See, there it is. There it is. Random question: who do you guys consider the last generational tackle prospect? As someone say Tyron Smith, but I know Joe All was generational, given how much of a sure thing he was. It's a good question. Tyron Smith was a while ago. Tyron Smith? When did he go? 2013, 2015? He was... Isn't Tyron Smith retired? Because there have been guys afterwards. Andrew Thomas? No. That's a good question. Again, one of my favorite things to say is I don't like pretending like I scout offensive line. But... Joe Thomas? No, I'm kidding. Obviously, he was picked after Tyron Smith. Like 2012. Yeah. I feel like there have been guys. Colton Miller. It's tough. A blue chip tackle, God. I mean, none of these guys, obviously. Oh, you know what? I think it was Sewell. Sewell would probably be my pick. Like, obviously, Joe Alt's probably the last one. Panay would probably be my pick. I know he's not here, but Panay. That's my vote. What do y'all think of that? Jeez. Let's see. Paris Johnson, Icky, Evan Neal was supposed to be blue chip, but yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I'm going Panay. I think he was a fantastic prospect. Generational is a very loaded term. I get that, but Panay was very good. AT. Jonah Williams was supposed to be better, man. I want him to be better. Golly, man. Ronnie Stanley, nah. Laramie Tunsil was the guy if the whole gas mask thing didn't happen. I think Sewell's fair as well. As well. There was debating between those two. Yep, fair enough. Same person said Luck's the last generation QB prospect. I feel like that's just not how it works. Fair vision is to not say Lawrence or at least Williams. Yeah, no, Lawrence was right there. Like, Luck deserves a lot of love. Okay, this is something I want to talk about, actually. I agree, though. Lawrence was definitely generational. Darisaw. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to show this. Where is it? Did I even screenshot it? I did not screenshot it. This is my third mini take, and I don't even have it screenshotted. Hold on. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Okay, so the NFL YouTube is in a weird place because NFL YouTube channels, well, which I should probably start doing, will put out polls of like, who would you rather have? X player or this player? Who is better? This guy or that guy? Who's faster? Darryl Green or Deion Sanders? Whatever, right? It put out a poll that drove me crazy. It said, which of these four are the best prospects? And it went, golly, I think it went Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, John Elway, and Fernando Mendoza. And guess who got the least amount of votes? John Elway, who probably was the right answer. Peyton Manning was the best prospect of that. That's who won the poll, by the way. Peyton Manning was the best prospect of the last 25 years or whatever, the last 40 years. Best quarterback prospect. He wasn't even the number. He was the number one pick, but like it was a debate between him and Leaf. There was a debate there. I think that's bullshit. I didn't like that. Thank goodness the Raiders took Leatherwood instead. Yeah, that's true. Leatherwood was very good. There's levels between generational prospects. You can't just say Lawrence isn't the last one because he wasn't as good of a prospect as Luck. Generational, yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Look, if we're gonna throw generational around willy-nilly, then yeah. Like, you know, Jamar Chase probably. Ask Gale, it was Trevor. Where the hell's Gale been? Miss Gale. Right when the world needed him most, he vanished. But yeah, so NFL, basically my take was that NFL polls online and NFL people that watch on YouTube, which is, you know, us, don't know ball sometimes, and it pisses me off. Respect NFL history. Okay, here's my next take. John Elway or Peyton Manning are the best quarterback prospect ever to contemplate. I think Leaf being in consideration was just Peyton fatigue at the time. But best prospect ever, man. I think Elway, like people were like Elway was like selling out tickets in the 80s, man. Like Elway was making it happen. Okay, let's go here. My vote strongly goes to Elway. I've never seen anything like that. Okay. Just want to pull up a player profile in a second. Can you search for players here? No. Of course. Time to trade Crosby? Maybe. Okay. Where is he? Bang. Okay. I saw cheating on your YouTube channel with another... Wait, I saw cheating on your YouTube channel with another football channel. Wait, so Gail? So Gail's watching other YouTube channels? What? That motherfucker! It's low-key annoying when spam posts for engagement. I agree. Maybe you're right, I won't do it. You're right. Like, leaving college was crazy good, had a higher ceiling than Peyton, given his arm strength. Well, there you go. And that reason alone. Ryan Leaf getting consideration. That's funny, though. Okay. Here's another one. People disregarding the medical issues for Tyson are so strange to me. Listen, I get it, right? The Tyson injury issues are for real. It's effing Friday. I don't want to be held accountable for this. But I think Jordan Tyson's going to be the best wide receiver in this class. I know that this is the Lemon chat. Everyone loves Mekhi Lemon and Carnell Tate's a true pro. But I just think if Jordan Tyson stays healthy, I know that's a big if, but we're not playing for good. We're not playing as if we're making the pick. We are, wait, what? I will ban you from chat if you say you prefer Tom Grossi on here. Watch out. Yeah, very different creator than I am. Very different. Tom Grossi's all nice, all shucks. Whereas I'm talking about how Jordan Tyson's going to be the best wide receiver in this year's draft class. Listen, if he stays healthy, and more likely than not, he's going to go to a better team as he falls down the board. There's a very real shot that Jordan Tyson, who has the tools, who has the size, who has the traits, will be better than undersized Mekhi Lemon and slow-ass Carnell Tate. You name him. Omar Cooper. Whatever. I like these receivers. This is a good receiver class. But if I had to bet on someone being the best out of all of them, it would be Jordan Tyson just because of the ceiling. The ceiling alone is why I'm a fan of Jordan Tyson, and that's why I think he'll be the best wide receiver in this class. Book it today. He will be more better. He will be more better. He will have more yards than Lemon and Tate if he stays healthy. And you can book that today. Jordan Tyson, ASU. Hoorah! I don't think the Giants should take him, obviously. I'm not crazy. But just saying, I think he's got the traits. If he stays healthy, and look, man, we were saying the same thing about T-Mac last year. It's like, can he stay healthy? That's the one thing. Can he stay healthy? You put Jordan Tyson on Carolina, you got yourself a team. You got yourself, dare I say, a Super Bowl contender with Bryce Young, Jordan Tyson, T-Mac. Maybe bring back Dowdle. I don't know. Chuba. What if Jonathan Brooks? Hey, everyone's favorite running back. What if Jonathan Brooks gets involved? Crazier things have happened. So yeah, man, I'm all in. God, Jonathan Brooks really burned me in fantasy. Anquan Bolden ran a 4.7. I don't give a fuck. Tate runs a 4.5. Well, I mean, according to some, Tate ran a 4.27. So you're saying bet everything on Jordan Tyson in fantasy football? Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Honestly, look, if you're trying to win a league, I'd rather have Jordan Tyson. If you're trying to actually go for a big swing, especially because you can get him probably pretty good value, I'd imagine Jordan Tyson will be going in round 7, 8, 9, 9 mention of next year's draft, fantasy drafts, that is. And I think that's good value. So that's more so it. Because again, who gives a shit? Best, not best. It's the very first take headline. It's like, who's the best out of X arbitrary group? But I do think if you're going for a big swing and you want to hitch your wagon to the potential best wide receiver in this class, I'm going JT. Was Ted the better prospect over Egg Big Boo? Yes. That's why he was picked like 12 picks prior. Yes, and I think he's the better player, like handedly. I think T-Mac's better than Emeka. I'm kind of in a mecha hater because I didn't get him in any leagues. That's the same thing with Jonathan Taylor. I just feel like hating him. His tape isn't that much better than Tater Lemon to completely ignore him being a walking trip to IR. I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough. We're all talking about Dart's the best QB prospect. There it is. Dart's the generational quarterback prospect. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, absolutely could be the best wide receiver of this class, but he's also the biggest crapshoot because of how bad his medicals are. Like, if you have a crystal ball and tell me he's going to have injury issues, okay, sure, he's valid to be wide receiver 1. That's exactly what I'm saying. You didn't hear? I ordered a crystal ball on Amazon. Jordan Tyson will never get injured. I met Kanye West. I'm never going to fail. Ted was a much better prospect than Ibuka. People were overthinking that one. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Hey, listen, here's my question, by the way. If the Bucks let Mike Evans walk, how do we like a receiver fit to Tampa? How do we like that? Like, how do we feel? Like, say Tyson falls to them and Mike Evans becomes a Raven, or God forbid, a Giant. How does that look for Tampa drafting a wide receiver? Because they very well could go tight end. Obviously, Sadiq's right there. They probably should go defense. But yeah, I think Tampa's gonna be an interesting spot in this year's class. So yeah, that was another take. Jordan Tyson will be the best wide receiver in this class. All right, let's go to another draft. F it Friday, as you guys respond to the Tampa thing, hopefully, and not just leave me high and dry, like we did with the Edelman take, which hurt my feelings. Anyways, Jeremiah Love is a running back who plays for Notre Dame. They don't need one. Godwin and Buka McMillan are fine enough to sign a cheap outside wide receiver for agency. Fair enough. That's a good point. I always forget about McMillan, who I think is very good. Former second-round pick, I want to say. So yeah, I do like McMillan a lot. And listen, you left out one name too. Sterling Shepard, anyone? That being said, if they let Cade Otton walk and Sadiq's there at, I think they're pick 14, 13, something like that. 14, I want to say. Yeah, 14. If Sadiq's there at 14, not a bad idea. Probably go DL. Vita Vea getting old. That's a good point too. They need to improve that locker room as well. Vita Vea is breaking chairs. Maybe later on in the draft I could see it if Brazel's there. That would be good. That'd be fun. All right, Jeremiah Love. Let's talk about him. Like I said, he's a running back from Notre Dame. He's 6 feet tall, 210. According to this, that could be inaccurate. My take here is that Jeremiah Love is going to be bad. No, that's not it. That would be stupid. My take here is that someone's going to trade up for Jeremiah Love. Again, it's F it Friday, fellas. It's F it Friday. Someone is going to trade up for Jeremiah Love. I don't know who. I don't know how. But I see a world where you have Kansas City, you have NOLA, you have Washington. Hell, you could make an argument for the Giants. I think these are all teams that are looking at Jeremiah Love. Okay? And you got the Cardinals and Titans, who very well could take him. Both teams that probably are looking to trade down. And it's crazy to wrap my head around someone trading up in the first round for a running back. But when you look for blue chip prospects, is there really any blue chip prospect in this class outside of Jeremiah Love? Caleb Downs may have a degenerative knee issue. Arvell Reese got 4 sacks at the end of last season. Who else? Sonny Styles is a middle linebacker. You know what he's a middle linebacker who didn't have good tape against Miami. We've said it here before. He's a middle linebacker, right? So, or a off-ball linebacker. Like, all I'm saying is if you want to get Jeremiah Love, you're probably going to have to move into the top 5. I don't see a world where he gets past 5. And before the Giants restructure Devin Singletary, which, after saying that out loud, don't really think it matters. I was kind of bought in to Jeremiah Love. Last night I was tossing and turning, couldn't sleep, and I just kind of thought, what if? What if the Giants took Jeremiah Love? Because there is a world where blue chip must hit, like, unmissable prospects miss. Happens all the time. I hate saying it, and I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but there is a world where Caleb Downs stays healthy and isn't good. There is a possibility, even if it's small, that Sonny Styles will not be a good pro in the NFL. Sometimes shit happens, you know? And I'm not saying I'm rooting for it or like it's gonna happen, but I'm just saying if you want a blue chip prospect, the closest thing you're gonna get to that in this year's draft class is Jeremiah Love. And that's just why I think a team might be able to move up for him. Listen, if you're the Saints and you want to add a 3 to move up maybe 4 spots, I don't think it's crazy. Jump the Giants. Shoot. Why not? Who gives a fuck? Shit. Whatever. Who cares? Downs was before the knee. I think Maui's blue chip O-line. Worst case scenario, moving to guard in case he has an all-pro career. That's another take. Another mini take I have. I think Maui's going to fall out of the top 10. I think Maui's actually going to fall out of the top 10, which is going to be crazy. Some team's going to find a crazy steal with that. Maybe even the Ravens. He might go to the Ravens. If the Bucks get Peter Wish, feels like a nice fit. That's true. Get some interior. He's a bum from Notre Dame that couldn't run on the Miami defense. Yeah, that's Jeremiah Love for you. John Hargrave took shots at B-Flow, saying that if you want sacks on the D-line, B-Flow's defense won't get you the sacks. Jesus, the Vikings are a mess right now. The Vikings need to stop talking to the press. They really do. Stop talking to the press. But yeah. So that's my take. There's no such thing as a blue chip prospect, but if there is, Jeremiah Love's as close as going to get. A team will trade up to get him. What's up, Muhammad? Hey, what is up, Muhammad? By the way, I forgot to say this a couple streams ago. Congratulations to Muhammad for getting into grad school. So that made me happy. Let's go. How good do you think Fernando will be? Oh, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. But drop a like for Muhammad. Throw some confettis in the chat. But anyways, here we go. How good do I think Fernando Mendoza will be? That's so funny. I feel like now is a good opportunity to make a hot take and clip it. My gut is telling me this isn't going to work. My gut's telling me Fernando Mendoza is not going to work. I like him as a prospect, and the last thing I want to do is rip on Otis's Raiders. God knows they've had it tough. They've had it very tough. There we go. Hell yeah. I just kind of feel like... I'm glad everyone's congratulating Muhammad. That makes me happy. I just kind of feel like Raiders quarterback is a dangerous sentence to say. You know? And you look at it, the Raiders' offensive line is not fixed yet. Their wide receiver room is not fixed yet. Brock Bowers, Nash, and Janty are good. They're fun. But again, I don't think that's enough. So you ask yourself, Fernando Mendoza may be a pro. He may have a good head on his shoulders. He may be sharp between the ears. He may talk well. He may be pretty funny. He may have a LinkedIn. I don't care. It feels very Cam Ward-esque. And I would love for Cam Ward to be in this year's draft class. I feel like that would be a very interesting wrench to throw into this equation. Because I don't think it would be an instant Mendoza. I think Mendoza is probably a better prospect than Cam Ward is, but I don't think it would be an instant slam dunk Mendoza. I like Mendoza's tape. This is in no basis whatsoever. However, no basis in this whatsoever. But it's effing Friday. I don't see a world where the Fernando Mendoza Raiders, this team, does anything substantial. I'd be shocked if they won 7 games next year. Not rooting for it. I hope the Raiders are great. I hope the Raiders win the AFC West. That would be hilarious. Screw the Chiefs. Forget the Broncos. We all hate the Chargers. But I just don't see a world where it works. You know? Not with this team. Not with this coaching staff. Clint Kubiak should be good, but I never trust first-time coaches. Thanks a lot, Pat Shermer. And, yeah. So how do I think Fernando Mendoza is going to do? Not great. This is a Pro 9 stream. But that's just my F it Friday take. Don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that. I'm not a Fernando Mendoza hater. I don't like ripping on young QBs. I hope they're all good. We need to usher in a new generation. Save the community. He seems like a better JJ McCarthy, but that isn't saying much. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Cuban Matt Ryan will be a very good NFL quarterback. Will that be with the Raiders? See? All right, you see? Maybe on his second team. Maybe a little Sam Darnold career arc. What if Mendoza leaves the Raiders and wins the Super Bowl with another team? That's the clip. That's the clip. We'll pull that in 5 years. That's the clip. Okay, Hannah, but think about it. The Raiders have been so bad at QB for so long. Outside of after them Carr for a handful of years there. They have to have their pity by now. They're due. They're due. That's funny. That's a good point, honestly. I hadn't considered that. The Raiders, I hadn't factored in the due. I'll tell you guys, I put up my light. It's not gonna fall. This is not gonna be the Super Bowl thing again. The problem is I put command strips on. They're just not working with me. They're just not working with me. There it is. Okay. They're just not working with me. Anyways. Yeah, this is a Pro 9 stream though. Ward would go over Mendoza off projection. See? So there you go. Ward's probably the closest Mahomes-esque prospect for being Mahomes in terms of actual talent. He would definitely get the Raiders to fall in love with him over Mendoza. That's true. An athletic profile like Ward, yeah, the Raiders would probably take Mendoza. I mean, Ward. which would mean the Jets would take Mendoza, which would mean the Giants would once again get a talented player fall into their lap at 5, even though last year was 4. Here as the Heisman Raiders would be idiotic not to trade. I know, I agree, Muhammad. Like the Raiders are gonna take Mendoza. That's a sure thing. If the Raiders don't take Mendoza, I'll light myself on fire on draft night. Yeah, like they'll take him, and they should. I'm just saying. Who asked? Was it just an idea? Yeah, just an idea asked, how good do I think he'll be? Not very. Not very. So there you go. Okay, next take. I fucking hate command strips, dude. I hate them more than death itself. Anyways, all right. Here's another one. Where is it? I'm excited to say this one. I just want to pull up some sort of visual aid. Where is he? Dan Jones. No. Kyler Murray. What a promise. I lose $5 on the Kalshi bet. Mohammed's lighting himself on fire. I lost a Kalshi bet last night. Thanks a lot, Lakers. DeAndre Ayton plays 4 minutes. It's actually one of my takes later. I'm just gonna call it. Early. I don't need to unpack this at all. The ghost of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a better basketball player than DeAndre Ayton, and Kareem's not even dead. All right. Kyler Murray will fail at his next team, especially if it's the Vikings. This is actually, I know I keep saying don't hold me accountable for these takes. Kyler Murray will fail. It will not work. I am so sick and tired of Twitter defending Kyler Murray as if we haven't been watching this guy get progressively worse each season. What, so he's going to be better off a torn ACL? Are you kidding me? A quarterback that relies on his mobility and lack of size? You think he's going to be able to stay healthy? You think he's going to be able to run like he used to? You think he's got an arm? I don't think so. He's 29. He hasn't had an arm in 3 seasons. You think he's going to be able to see over any offensive line, much less the Vikings? No. If you're the Vikings and you sign Kyler Murray, granted, for a cheap deal so you don't have to start him, but if you're the Vikings and you sign Kyler Murray, what's even the fucking point? What's the point? Everyone acts like the Vikings gotta sign a quarterback because their Super Bowl window's closing and Kevin O'Connell's on the hot seat. I got news for you. Kyler Murray's not gonna get you to 8 wins. Kyler Murray's not even going to put you in the stratosphere of contention. So what's the fucking point of getting Kyler Murray? You may as well take a swing with a young quarterback. I know I've said it 100 times. This is a Pro 9 stream. But why? Why is Kyler Murray to the Vikings such a sure thing all of a sudden? Why is everyone talking as if he's going to save the day in Minnesota? When the fuck has Kyler Murray ever saved the day? He should go to baseball because then his size won't matter. I have a headache. I just think that Twitter is overrating Kyler Murray to a very, very, very high degree. Acting like, you know, Kyler wasn't that bad back in the day. He wasn't that. It's like, what, that bad? What is that bad? What, like, gosh. You look at the other quarterback prospects in free agency. You got Dan Jones. True starter, Dan Jones. Which, by the way, imagine showing someone this in like 2019. Imagine showing someone this screenshot when Dan Jones and Kyler Murray were coming out of the draft. So stupid. But if you want to win now, sign Joe Flacco. Who cares? Oh man, I've got a headache, dude. But yeah, you played better when Call of Duty was still good. That's a fair point. It's a fair point. Just the music's getting very dramatic. DeAndre Hopkins should get in the Hall of Fame just for convincing people Kyler Murray was ever really good for... I mean, DeAndre Hopkins should be in the Hall of Fame either way, but yes. That's the one player. There are a few. Like Aaron Donald, probably, Zach Martin. But yes, I'll give you D-Hop. D-Hop should be a Hall of Famer. D-Hop hasn't done enough to be a true blue Hall of Famer. I don't think that's a hot take. Low-key wouldn't mind Rodgers at this point. At this point, dude, like... I just don't... The only advantage you get to Kyler Murray is paying him nothing. That's the only advantage. Kyler's been decent since Larry Fitzgerald was still in the league. But 7 years in Arizona has jack shit to his record. The Cardinals were last in their division. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, he didn't play, but yes. Team's turned into a clown show in 3 weeks. It's wild. It really has. It really has. Ham, what a line. Thanks. Welcome, Blake. Ham number 13. Drop a like if you haven't already. Dude, John's so right. Minnesota is just... People are talking about B-Flow. No one trusts Kevin O'Connell. Jettis is pissed again. Oh, man, it's a disaster. It is a disaster. Betting everything on a 29-year-old is crazy. I mean, that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is that it's Kyler Murray, an injury-prone midget, an injury-prone short fella who has never won anything substantial in his life other than be the #1 pick. Go to baseball. I'll be honest, Aaron Rodgers might still be a top 10 quarterback, which shows how bad quarterback is now. The quarterback position in general is worth a study, no doubt. The fact that Phillip Rivers came back and was able to play meaningful minutes just reaffirms every single thing Tom Brady has ever said about quarterbacks. About how being a quarterback is a lot stupider now, about how the game's dumbed down. Which is funny because during the season I made a video about how quarterbacks aren't worse now, they're just different. I may have been wrong. Tom Brady may have been right when it comes to football discourse. I can own that. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's going on right now today on Ham number 13. Get there. That works. That looks better. Okay, it's bugging me. It's like a little corner here. There it is. Nice and flush. All right. So yeah, I don't think the Kyler thing's gonna work. They're worse and different. Maybe Kwesi was the clue. Maybe Kwesi was the friends you made along the way. All right. Another thing I want to talk about. They're worse and different. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. They're worse and different. Yeah, no, I think so. They're mobile, which is good. But clearly, just quarterbacks don't have it right here. They don't have it upstairs. They just don't. They don't need to. They're calling all these stupid option routes in college and air raid. There's no pre-snap. The centers are doing all the work. I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. What is going on? Do you imagine? Sam Darnold and Jalen Hurts won Super Bowls. If that doesn't go to show how irrelevant quarterback is, I don't know what does. The quarterback in the league 15 and 20 years ago versus now, I think the upper echelon isn't much different, but that middle and lower tier used to be so much better. You know, that's kind of where I flip it on you. Honestly, Giants fans, I think it's the other way around. I think the middle group for quarterbacks is bigger than ever before. Because we look at the hill, right? Where is it? There's got to be a one in here. Hey, found it. Look, we got all these. Let me just. Who gives a shit? Shh, hold on. Jeez. Hold on. Almost. Just got to get over John. All right, look. Look, right? So pretty much everyone from, I don't know, even the red tier, even the Trevor Drake May tier. Like, look at, there's like 20 quarterbacks in here. And Patrick Mahomes isn't even one of them. I feel like the middle for quarterbacks has never been bigger, and I think the top has never been weaker. And to be fair, I think that's more than anything because of the, I think more than anything, that's because last generation of quarterbacks, your Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, hell, Eli, Big Ben, all those guys were like some of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. I think the 2000s and 2010s were probably the best quarterbacking has ever been. That's as refined as it's gotten. That's as talented as it's gotten. And we just don't have it anymore. And that's fine. We were due for a little bit of a valley. And I think that over time, the NFL will correct itself and quarterbacks will become great again. MQGA. Make quarterbacks great again. But MQGA, that rolls off the tongue. But I do think at this point of the game, quarterbacks right now, at least at the top, are not as good as they used to be. I don't think Josh Allen holds a candle to Drew Brees or Peyton Manning. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is even close to Tom Brady. I don't think Lamar Jackson's as good as, like, legacy-wise as, say, I'll say it, I hate doing it. Phillip Rivers? Nah, that's not true. Lamar Jackson's better than Phillip Rivers. I gotta walk that back. All I'm saying is this, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Lamar. All I'm saying is the quarterbacks that are at the top right now are just less impressive, and that's why they can't win a Super Bowl. 2012 was probably 15 to 18 guys who'd say they're good or no, we're good. Right now, there's maybe 8 IMO. I think the middle is bigger, but I think it's worse on it. No, I agree. I agree. The quarterback position in general is worse. I agree. But I think if we're doing by and large, just like checking out the whole picture, I think the middle in the current NFL is so huge, and that's why you have guys like Jalen Hurts and Sam Darnold winning Super Bowls, and guys like Lamar not even making the playoffs. Lamar and Mike Vick. That's kind of where I was going. I mean, Lamar has 2 MVPs. Lamar has 2 MVPs to be like Mike Vick was never even close. Maybe back in his Atlanta days, but Lamar's better than Mike Vick. I keep like looking down, like as if like I'm waiting for the bravery to say. What I'm saying is the middle quarterbacks are better at football. Andy Dalton right now would be a top 8 quarterback. Yeah, no, yeah, amen. Amen, I agree. I see. That's what you're saying. I get you. So like even the like middle echelon would still beat these guys, and that's why Phillip Rivers got meaningful starts this year. Almost beat Seattle, the Super Bowl champs. So just look at 2012 quarterbacks. There's like 18 legit quarterbacks there. Yeah, that's what I mean. No, I agree. Stafford even. That's why Stafford's so damn good. Because he's old school. He's from the last generation. That's why Aaron Rodgers going to the Vikings makes more sense than stupid Kyler Murray. That's why Joe Flacco is still hanging around in the league. Russ is kind of an outlier. Russ is the Grim Reaper to the modern day quarterback. Great. But yeah, so that's another take I have. All right, another thing, but I like that GF10. That's a good F it Friday take. Andy Dalton would be a top 10 quarterback. 2014, 2015, Andy Dalton would be a top 10 quarterback in today's game. I like it. All right. Another thing, and this time I have to pull up Twitter specifically. Actually, wait, we already had a Twitter tab. Where is it? Yeah, no, you don't. And if you don't know, if you know, you know. Where is it? There he is. Zion. Where is it? Where is it? Come on, dude. This page is probably getting crazy engagement. I probably should just search. We're kind of in too deep now, though. Come on. Come on, man. Here it is. Nope, not this one. Thank God the Lakers beat the stupid Pelicans. All right, hold on. Here we go. Let's just search it. Would you put Dak as old school or new gen? That's a good question. That's a good question. Okay. I want to talk about this for a second. Okay. Can't forget the GOAT, Marcus Mariota. Cannot forget the GOAT, Marcus Mariota. That's an interesting question. Would you put Dak as old school or new gen? I would say old school. Dak's been around for a while. Dak's been playing for a really long time. I'd say old school. Dak is good. Dak is good. You guys are right. Dak's better than Jared Goff. I'll own that. That's an L on my end. I'm wearing that scarlet letter until the day I die. Dak is better than Jared Goff. That's just about reading and recognizing defense more than athleticism. That's why Parcells values a certain amount of college quarterbacks for college starts for quarterbacks coming out. It shows you have experience, seeing and reading different coverages, not just a one-year starter. Hey, don't call my Pelicans stupid. I'm not calling your Pelicans stupid. I am not. Oh, I did actually because the Lakers beat them. But like, come on, it's the Pelicans, like the worst team in basketball. I agree with you though, Jarv. Yeah, exactly. It's about recognizing defenses. The pre-snap. No one has the pre-snap awareness anymore. Caleb Williams is calling checks at the line. I think Dak is pre-new gen, post-old school. He's a transition period between those two. Yeah, he's a he's a pre-new gen by day and post-gen old school by night. Shitty trade for a shitty franchise. What are we talking about now? I got a feeling Blake's talking about the Bills trade. I'm shocking that I didn't get flack for the AJ Brown or the Jalen Hurts take. Pelicans had all teams making this is crazy. Let's talk. Can we talk about this? We've known Dak's better since 2016. They weren't as stupid when they were the Hornets, and we're good. That's true. New Orleans Hornets were sick. I agree. New Orleans Hornets were for real. I had fun with those, with that team. The logo was sick. The jerseys were awesome. Chris Paul. Did Anthony Davis play for the Hornets ever? Was that a thing? Maybe not. CB3 Barrett Davis Hornets fan OG. Hell yeah. That's sick. Way to stick with them too, Jarv. Hell yeah. Hometown team. It's funny going about. Look, I don't want to sound like the Lakers fan who's like perfect or knows everything. That's never, because that archetype does not exist. There is no Lakers fan that knows everything. However, being a Lakers fan has very much skewed my opinion on basketball. I went to a Hornets game, a Charlotte Hornets game, and I was just like, damn, what is going on? I feel like I'm at like a college, like what? Like it's shitty to say. I was like, what? Like I feel like I'm at a what? So like bad, smaller market NBA teams, we need them, but they're just funny to observe. Okay. I think we've seen Stephen A. airball this jump shot like 95 times now. I think I can pause it. Where is it? Let's just wait for the screen grab of his stats. Bucket. I should just skipped ahead in the video. There it is. Okay. Fuck it. My Friday take is a Jazz. Give New Orleans their fucking name back. Why did the Jazz play in Utah? Like seriously, what the fuck? Ran the NBA. That's funny. So I'm saying, you guys figured it out. It's a good take. It's a good take. Yeah, drop your effing Friday take right now in the chat. I think James will probably stick with the Dak thing. We've known Dak's better since 2016. Fair. The Jared Goff. Fair enough. I think Blake's saying the Bills are a stupid franchise. So there you go. My favorite effing Friday take is that we'll get to it. We'll get to it. It hasn't even been said yet. And Jarv's going with the Jazz should give New Orleans their name back. And what did Giants fan 10 say? The quarterbacks now suck. Andy Dalton will be a top 10 guy. That's it. Makes a lot more sense. It does. It does. But then again, it's if you start giving names back, the Lakers are going to need a rebrand. There are no lakes in LA County. Maybe there are, but there are no lakes in downtown LA. I always thought the Lakers were called the Lakers because LA curs, Los Angeles curs. That's not it, because they played in Minnesota. I think the Cowboys make it to at least the divisional round this year. I like it. I don't agree, but I like it. Damn, be bold. All right. I'm gonna talk about the Stephen A thing now. Wait, was the Dak effing Friday? What was the Dak effing Friday take? The Dak's been better than Jared Goff since day one, since 2016. Tatum returns today. My take is Celtics gonna go to the top of the Eastern Conference. Aren't they the 2 seed? Aren't they the 2 seed? What's a cur on her law? Well, yeah, I realize ending a word with that suffix isn't a good shout by me. But I don't know. I just thought like, oh, I didn't know the Lakers moved in the 60s, man. I didn't know. They've been in LA forever. Like, there's no way they're stealing a name from another team. What would even be the point of that? And there it is. Hornets are exactly why tanking shouldn't be penalized in the NBA. You gotta let these teams bottom out and get talent to compete. I saw okay, so if you guys didn't see or not, Drew Gooden made a sports media video, which Drew Gooden's my guy. I think he's the GOAT of commentary YouTube. I know Jarv doesn't think he's that funny, but whatever. Drew Gooden's the GOAT of commentary YouTube. He made a sports video in which he talked about how tanking was not addressed until FanDuel got involved, which is a great point. The NBA is totally spineless, and Adam Silver is going to drive this league into the ground. That's my F it Friday take, although no one's going to disagree with me. That's not F it Friday take. We legit argued over that take about months. I was telling you Dak's better. I know it's better. Listen, I know. I already said I'm going to bear this cross until the day I die. I said Jared Goff was better than Dak Prescott, and I feel stupid every day for it. Okay? The gas mask guy's drop was verified not because of smoke weed, but because it's very inefficient, not comfortable, and looks dumb. Who smokes out of a gas mask? It's gotta be terrible for your skin, no? It's a great take. Laramie Tunsil should have dropped because he's an idiot for smoking weed out of a gas mask. That's funny. What happened to like an old school bong, an old school piece? Anyways, all right. Before I get demoed here, let's talk about the Stephen A thing. I think Stephen A beefing with the Pelicans is the best thing to happen to sports media since what's the last thing that was good that happened in sports media? Since it was invented. No. I think Stephen A beefing with the New Orleans Pelicans is a better take, a more accurate take, is the perfect encapsulation of Stephen A and sports media at large right now. Because it isn't sports journalism. It's just like celebrities out of touch talking about bullshit, putting players down. So it's about time. It's about damn time. A team said, nah, fuck you, Stephen A. We're going to make fun of you because you rip on all of our players. You rip on our team. You talk shit on Zion. You call him fat. You say he eats all the ribs in the state. We're going to clap back to you, sir. You're terrible at your job too, but no one calls you on it because everyone's bootlicking you at ESPN. We're gonna say it. We're the New Orleans Pelicans. We're a goddamn basketball team, not a sports journalist who's a glorified screamer, which I know I'm saying as I'm yelling, who's a glorified hot take machine, who doesn't know jack shit about anything, much less sports. Dude's talking politics. Dude's talking solitaire. Dude's talking gambling before he's talking about sports. Yeah. Rare Pels W. That's what I'm saying. This is great. And I wish more teams would do this. Call out these stupid pundits. Remember in 2010 when Chris Bosh went on First Take to tell Skip Bayless to, jump off a bridge? Remember when Baker Mayfield went on the Herd? And Colin Cowherd's better than most about owning up to his bad takes. But the pedestal that ESPN has put Stephen A on has made him feel like he's so great and so awesome. And that's why after this whole Pelicans beef shook out, he gets on First Take and says that he is better and more famous than the New Orleans Pelicans. How do you even frame that? How do you even contextualize that? Sports journalism and being a sports franchise are such different fields, and it's just ridiculous that Stephen A. Smith gets away with saying whatever the hell he wants, and no one ever claps back. And the second they do, he's like, I'll talk. Look at this. Look at this. I'll see y'all tomorrow on First Take. Remember one thing, you asked for this. You're not Kendrick, dude. You're not Pusha T. You're not Tupac. Remember one thing, you asked for this. Then he gets out. Then he gets on First Take and he's just like, I don't have a problem with where I'm at. No one in my field holds me accountable. I get paid $100 million to spew a bunch of bullshit. I think I'm gonna run for president. And it's just like, the ego attached to sports journalism is so stupid. My bio on this YouTube channel is sports are dumb. And I genuinely, wholeheartedly think that I put more faith and research and thought into my opinions than the highest paid sports journalist in the field. I have 2,000 subscribers. You can pull any, that's not just me, by the way. You can pull any sports YouTube channel besides the AI ones. And maybe a couple of them that I'm not super fond of. But like, by and large, sports journalists on YouTube, on The Athletic, on other sites have more faith and knowledge than Stephen A does at this point. He is a glorified mouthpiece. Not even. He is just a mouthpiece, and he sucks. And I wish more teams and more players came out and talked about how negative and stupid hot take journalism is, and about how it's ruining the medium at large. And the funny thing is, the Pelicans didn't even need to go on some grand rant. They just had to post how much he sucked back in the day, about how he sucks at basketball, about how he doesn't know anything about the game, about playing the game. And I'm not of the opinion that analysts need to be athletes in order to talk about sports. I didn't play football past 8th grade. I put on a helmet and said this wasn't for me. But they're 2,000 loyal subscribers. Exactly. No doubt. No, I appreciate every one of you guys. I do. That's not me saying that like, oh, I suck. But it's just me saying that like, Stephen A in sports is so stupid, and I know every single sports YouTuber has talked about him and about how much he sucks, but I think he's ruining the medium, and I wish more teams would do this. I'll say it. I think that the Pelicans calling out Stephen A. Smith for, being an idiot and sucking at basketball and ruining sports journalism is the best thing to happen to sports since ESPN was founded. F it Friday. There it is. I think Stephen A could be a good journalist if he had any ethics and wasn't playing into the ego-driven sports talk. Back in the day, he was a good journalist. Stephen A can write. That's one thing I'll give Stephen A. If he actually tried to, Stephen A can write. Like, I'm overhearing him talk. I'm over his stupid underbaked opinions. I wish ESPN went under. I wish ESPN would go under, and then Stephen A could just write a column, just be retired, just do the Aaron Rodgers thing, go to South America, rethink your whole life. My hands are so crazy. This world is like so odd. Oh my Lord. Rethink his whole life. And then just start writing columns again. I would read a Stephen A newsletter. I would. Can hope Stephen A runs, makes a massive fool of himself, is never invited back on the shows. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, seriously. Hey, man, there's almost 3K of us now. That's true. That's true. We're on the road to 100 million subscribers. Drop a like if you haven't already. Stephen A has beef with everyone because he's ran out of shit to criticize. Yeah. No, seriously. Like, we could put on First Take. It starts in what, 10 minutes? We could put on First Take right now. I'm sure they're talking about stupid bullshit. We're just useful as Brandon Cooks. What? No, nope, that's Kincaid, brother. Is Blake? I don't even know what the hell Blake's talking. Is Blake talking about the Bills still? I'm so confused if Blake is watching older parts of the stream or what's going on right now. Either way. Oh, man. At this point, one's going to drop a diss track. The Pelicans could. Dear Steven. Dear Steven, our social presences are not even. You're a fucking liar. Here you go. We're good, Steven. We have Hunnaball now. Yeah, exactly. Oh, boy. Wait, let me see if I can... Let me just see. What are they talking? Let me just pull up the YouTube channel. Hello? Yeah, that way I don't have to actually watch First Take. Drop a like, family. We got 12 people in here. F it Friday. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Here we go. God, why does this happen? Okay, here we go. Let's see, By the way, really side tangent. ESPN's YouTube feed is such a shit show. Like, this is such a mess. This is such a mess. This is like highlights, takes, little clips. It is the stupidest mess ever. Okay, I can't even find First Take. Let me see. There's got to be a way. YouTube exclusive. Oh, wow. Lucky us. ESPN W. That's a W. Anyways. Okay. Are the Knicks legit? Good question. Let's ask that for the millionth time. Okay, here we go. Stephen A's case for Kyler Murray. Is Kyler Murray still afraid? Oh, great. Stephen A agreed with me. Oh, no. That's not good. Stephen A's response to the Pelicans. I'm not going to watch this because they will copyright me faster than I could say copyright. But, is that Ramona Shelburne? Did she lose weight? Whoa. Yeah, y'all have been trash. Ha, ha, ha. Does Harden add to the Cavs' struggles? It's just like these aren't really proving my point super well. But it's the same thing. Lakers, Celtics, Giannis. Like, are the Knicks legit? Look at this. Are the Knicks legit? Are they reusing thumbnails? I know this isn't First Take. Are they is this the same thumbnail? Are the Knicks legit win versus Spurs? Picture Jalen Brunson. Are the Knicks legit? So it's not the same thumbnail. You fool. It's not the same thumbnail. Pretty bad journalism though, right? To be reusing the same take that they used on Monday on the same show on Friday. Are the Knicks legit? Are they? What? Did we not solve it? Did we not find a conclusion here after Wendy made a decision? They have to make a decision. Nope, Reggie Smith said it perfect. Knicks think they're God's gift to basketball and have none of the clout. Miller, not Smith. Well, Reggie Miller's never gonna be a fan of the Knicks. Knicks win title, someone got to run down SAS and keep him away from that team, and I'm willing to be that somebody. Yeah, that'll be like Kosh Patel in the locker room for the hockey team. I'd say 2006 BCS championships better than the Pelicans clapback. Fair enough. Giant Super Bowls. I should say that. Yeah. I was talking sports media though. But yes. What else I missed? The Giants in the Super Bowl. I hope we make a video. Stephen A stay on that side because I feel like he would hop on the New York bandwagon if we were in and the Steelers were out. Lol. If the Giants win a Super Bowl, it'll be the greatest offseason in history, and you can take that to the bank. 2011 Max. Our God's gift. Mavs are God's gift to basketball. That was a team. Game is game. That was a team. I always like shouting out this channel. Like, what? Probably my favorite sports channel on YouTube right now. If you want to watch a fun, well-produced video of I love shouting out smaller creators. This video, I haven't actually watched it. I watched the Steph one. I know this video is gonna be good. I know it's good. Post 2K makes great stuff. If you haven't checked him out, please do. He makes great stuff. Ball. Just a true blue sports creator. No AI, just research and film. Such great content. Anyways, I think we've zoned in on Stephen A enough. Love the 2011 maps. That was fun. All right. Let's talk about something else. Let's move on. Our next F It Friday take. This one will be shorter because it's not sports related, and I just needed to kind of say it. This is the last non-sports related F It Friday take. What was it? What should I look up? All right, you know what? Here, hold on. I finished Euphoria. And let me just say, season 2, I need to figure out a way to land this plane. Season 2 is like watching the Cincinnati Bengals. Sometimes they compete. Sometimes they look like contenders. Sometimes you think this is cinema. And then other times you think, this show sucks. Euphoria season 2 had its moments. Episode 4, episode 5, no spoilers, please. Episode 4, episode 5, great. They got a good IMDb scores. They're very well taught stories. The problem with Euphoria is, one, it has lost its identity. HBO has completely lost the plot of Euphoria. And this ties into season 3 trailer, which is coming out. The season 3 season of Euphoria looks awful. I don't even know why I watched the stupid show. Because now that I have context for what the show is about, season 3 looks super dumb and I don't want to watch it. And I'm pissed that Fezco died in real life. That really made me sad. Euphoria season 2, what did you think of Cassie's play? Right, so that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Okay, so I don't think this is a spoiler. Season 2 of Euphoria ends on a play. And it was Lexi's play. But, you know, whatever. Lexi's play. And it's 2 episodes long. And that doesn't sound that bad. But Euphoria through 2 seasons is 16 episodes. So an eighth, you know, get it? Drug show, eighth. An eighth of the show is a play telling you what has already happened in the story. It just feels kind of wasteful. It feels like they really lost steam at the end there, and then they took a 5-year hiatus, so now no one cares about the damn show, or 4-year hiatus, no one cares about the damn show, half the cast isn't showing up again, now it's like a Western. Now it's like a Western. I'm interested in season 3, I want to see how they do with the time jump. I mean, I just don't, it doesn't look like the same show. It doesn't look like the same show. So Euphoria has an identity problem, and they really need to figure out what works with their show, and they do not. Season 3 is gonna be so bad, I'm ready for it. Yeah, man. I liked some of the stuff they did in season 2. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I liked some of the stuff they did in season 2. There were some high highs, but all in all, I just didn't think season 2 kind of made any points. It didn't make any points. Shit just kind of happened. Where season 1 was like build up, this happened, that happened, this character's crazy, that character's crazy. A Western, you say? Yeah, a Western. It's not the same show without Feds, exactly. Now I'm game. My thing with Cassie's play is what school has that much production value for a damn play? That's another thing. Yeah, a public school. And that, yeah, no, for sure. And they kind of, season 2, they kind of took it out of the classroom. And that's what made it work. It was a high school drama about kids struggling with the trifles of high school and how dramatic it feels in the moment. And then in season 2, it's like, yeah, but let's take a look back and reminisce over how shitty everything is. Then parents get involved and it's like a whole thing. It just gets, I don't know how I'm saying this, but Euphoria got too crazy in season 2. Any other shows you're looking forward to? I'm excited for that next season of From. From? What is From? What is From? Maybe that's an acronym? I am very excited for Invincible that drops in the next couple weeks. I'm very excited for Invincible. I'm gonna watch The Boys. I'm not excited about it, but I'm gonna watch it. I don't think the new Boys season is gonna be good. I'm sick of The Boys. Are you guys with me on that? I'm really tired of that show. And look, I'm not one of those, look, don't get me wrong here. I am not out here being like, I'm like the politics, I disagree with the politics. I think the politics are spot on. They're very on the nose, but they're spot on. I think it's more so than anything, the just overall existence of the show. I think it's gone on too long. And I feel like the hype has really died down. I know this is not my take, by the way. The TED show dropped yesterday. I've heard that's funny. I've heard that's really worth. It wasn't really about high school. It's more about kids dealing with, high school kids dealing with outside shit. No, man, season 1 had a lot of high school business. They were in the cafeteria. They're walking through the hall. They're in class. They're going to the principal's office. I don't want to say that this was not a high school show. It was. Boys been a bad show since season 2. I don't disagree. Boys got grading in the 4th season, but 1 and 3 are the best. I mean, I feel like 3 ended well, but the season in general wasn't great. From is about people who get trapped in town. They can't escape at night. Monsters come to kill people, trying to figure out how they've got there. No way. From, huh? Let's look this up. Ray relapsed with her sister-in-law. Well, again, Jarv, cool it with the spoilers, man. Cool it with the spoilers, man. There were some great moments, though, in season 2. I don't disagree. Season 3 of The Boys is terrible. And let's get into this. I want to look up From. And by the way, this is from The Observer, as you can see. The Case Western Reserve Observer. What a name. They really couldn't think of anything else, whatever. Did the second season of Euphoria lose its charm, and is that a good thing? No. That's not a spoiler. Lol, that's a spoiler, damn it. That's a spoiler. When I was watching season 1 of Euphoria, I'm like, you really know what I'm talking about if you watched, lol. Nah, man. I mean, yeah, actually, fair enough. Actually, I'm just gonna stop talking about it. You're right. I guess if you watch the first episode of Euphoria, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. 3 and 4 always drops a freaky episode that's so bad you can cut it without changing the story. That's true. The Boys is very good at that. Don't know The Boys much anymore. I love Invincible lately, though. Me too. I wish my buddy who read the comics would stop spoiling it for me. I hope this isn't one of you guys, but do you guys know that person that reads ahead in shows and then feels the need to spoil it as if like that makes them like more intelligent because they're ahead of the curve? It's one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to media. It's like, congratulations, you read the book, you know where the story's going. Amazing, good for you. And by the way, read the book is a stretch. You saw a TikTok of someone that read the book. It's one of the most annoying things ever. I don't like giving people props for watching a TikTok that spoils a show. Because call me crazy, but I like going into shows blindly. I read ahead, but I don't spoil. Exactly. Read ahead if you want to. Learn the source material. That's not bad. But spoiling, like, okay, perfect example. New Dragon Ball is going to drop eventually. Huge Dragon Ball guy. It's one of the things I talk about less on this channel, even though I want to. One day this might just turn into Hana Dragon Ball and just be a whole new channel. But that day won't come for a while. But because now we got the New York Giants. But I know what happens at the next few Dragon Ball arcs. I don't think that makes me better as a person, and I sure as shit I'm not going to spoil it. It's good, but that's all I'm going to say. So my buddy who keeps spoiling Invincible for me, fuck you, man. He doesn't watch these, but still. I'll hype some shit up and never spoilers. Exactly. Like, this is going to be a good season. That's great. Oh, I love what they do with this character. That's fine. X thing happens to X character. And the awkward thing with Invincible is they kind of change the source material. So it's like weird. My friend from hometown, I was reading Harry Potter in middle school, detention, she spoiled 2 books for me. Totally. Spoilers are the worst. They're the worst. Did I tell you guys about how when I was at church and they spoiled a book for me? Did I tell you that? I don't know if I told that story on stream. It's really quick. I'm at church, right? And the dude doing it, the pastor, he goes up and he talks about how old men, and by the way, not to get into a religion talk, whatever religion you're into, totally cool. I'm not like, I hate those people that are like, oh, my religion's wrong and my religion's right and yours is wrong. That's the worst way to approach religion. One thing I agree on Dan Bilzerian about. Anyways. I'm at church, and the guy's talking about the book The Old Man of the Sea, Ernest Hemingway. Now, in his defense, the book came out in, like, the 1800s, I think. Old Man of the Sea, a book that I had been meaning to get to, right? And he talks about how it's a great book, a must-read for anybody trying to achieve something. And I'm like, I'm going to read this book. And then at the end of the sermon, he spoils the whole thing. He's like, I'm going to tell you guys what happens at the end of The Old Man of the Sea. So I'm at a crossroads. Either, one, I get the book spoiled, and now I'm not even going to want to read it, or I go like this in church. So now I know what happens in The Old Man of the Sea. And that really upsets me. I really wanted to go into that blindly, but now I'm not even gonna bother reading it. Even a book, I hate spoilers, man, I do. Someone's getting spoiled about a show makes me want to watch something, a show if I wasn't spoiled on it because I never would have given it a chance. I guess it's a fair point, but I'm not, I don't agree. I just don't, I think it's a fair opinion to have, Jar, but I do not agree. I occasionally get false spoilers, like when we watch Schindler's List, I spoiled they were rescued by the US paratroopers. There you go. God. Don't worry, guys. It all works out in the end. Fuck John. The only time I hate spoilers is in wrestling. There you go. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also enjoyed Night of the Seven Kingdom more than GOT. Ooh, should I watch GOT? Is that worth? You guys think Game of Thrones is worth? We're supposed to talk about sports today. I have more sports takes, by the way. Epic Friday. I think it's a little different with anime because you're kind of expected to read the manga. Once you catch up with the anime, there's zero expectation with a comic adaptation. Fair enough. That's a fair point too. Manga's a lot of people preferred medium. It pays to have a bad memory. That's a good point. That's a great point, Griffin. That's a great point. My buddy who spoiled Invincible, thank God, I don't really even remember what he said. And I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to try to remember it. I'll probably forget the spoiler. Good point. If you pay it no mind, it has no power. 1950s. Hemingway wrote in the 1950s. My bad. My bad, Muhammad, the historian. Anime is essentially just an advertisement for manga in its nature. That's what it gets made for. Yes, that is kind of the foundation of it. I do agree. Hey, that I was at church and they spoiled the Jesus death in the whole... You guys asked me, RJ Bricks asked me like a few weeks ago, or a month ago, how often I fake laugh at comments. I don't, bro. You guys are funny as hell. That's great. That's great. This light's gonna fall. I'm telling you right now. You can book it right now today. This light's gonna fall over. Hunnaball tries and figures out command strips for the 90th time. Like, golly, bro. Ah, fuck. Anyways. The good news is I put like 19 command strips on, so even if like half of it falls off, I still should be in good shape. Anyways. Do I enjoy the boys much anymore? Love Invincible lately. Wait, why did that just pop up? Yeah, no, I agree though. I know it's a reroll, but I do agree with that still. That's only worth it till about season 5. It peaks in season 4. Yeah, I've heard the ending sucked. I've heard the ending was bad. My dad's horrible spoilers. Will tell me about movies he watched and about the entire big details. If I don't stop him, he tells me the entire thing. Yeah, my mom will do it from time to time. But then again, my mom... my mom doesn't watch enough movies or like follows movies enough to like really give me any substantial spoilers. But I hate spoilers, man. I really do. Hot take. That's my F It Friday take. Spoilers are bad. A bad ending really sours the show for me. Stranger Things season 1 isn't the same anymore if it just ended there. It's funny you say that. There are 3 things in this life that I genuinely... It is kind of related, kind of not. There are 3 things in this life that I genuinely resent and like have actual like, not even regrets, just kind of like, why? Why did it have to happen to me? There are 3 things that have happened. Number 1, the Giants losing to the Broncos. I'm still mad. It is March 6th. 2026, I'm still mad that the Giants lost that game to the Broncos. I cannot believe that happened. Okay. Number 2, a girl that I went on a few dates with breaking up with me because of ChatGPT. It still pisses me off. It shouldn't. I should move on. It's not worth complaining about or grieving, but I still am holding on to it. And number 3, and this does tie into this conversation, the ending of the show, Winning Time. I've talked about Winning Time once or twice on this channel. God knows I've brought it up a million times to Muhammad. The way HBO canceled Winning Time is one of the most frustrating things that I've ever seen in my life. And it's one of my biggest gripes with this timeline, honestly. Like, I cannot believe they, and this is a spoiler, who gives a shit? They ended the season, they ended the show mid-season. They ended the show mid-season. They ended the show mid-season. They ended it mid-season, dude. Like, I just can't, bro. The show Winning Time on HBO Max was so good. So good. Dare I say, I've watched Curb, I've watched Euphoria. It's the best show HBO's made. Don't care. It's the best show HBO's made. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. Haven't watched Sopranos. Don't care. It's the best show HBO's made. It was a faithful story about the Showtime Lakers. The acting was top tier. The filmography, the direction, everything, the music, the score, the set pieces, the storytelling, the pacing. It was all perfect. down to every last minute detail. And because HBO wanted a tax write-off to pay for some election, they canceled it mid-season because Magic didn't like how he was portrayed. Magic Johnson survived AIDS, and he couldn't survive an HBO show throwing him under the mud. He's a billionaire. Who cares? Winning time getting canceled mid-season is bad. Winning time getting canceled mid-season on the year the Celtics won the championship makes me want to never watch TV again. It was an absolute heartbreaker. Love the Larry Bird actor. The acting was top tier. So, to draw out my grandiose take again, the Giants losing to the Broncos, getting broken up with by AI Girl, and winning time being canceled mid-season are my three most biggest frustrations today in my life, because they were all things that had the worst case scenario not happened. HIV, you're right, good call, my bad. Had the worst case scenario not happened, it would have worked out for me. Had the show not get canceled mid-season, had the Giants not let 33 points go in the fourth quarter, had ChatGPT not gotten involved in my love life, things would have worked out. But of course, it's never that easy. It's never that easy. I'm hot. I'm mad. Stranger Things season 1 isn't the same anymore if it just ended there. Same. I agree. I never watched Stranger Things, but I knew it was going to end like shit. That's another show that went on too long. Euphoria is doing the Stranger Things. They caught pop culture at the right time, and now it's worthless because they waited too long to make another season. Succession low-key is one of the best, most satisfying finales I can remember for a show I love. Ooh, I gotta watch Succession. That's my bad. I gotta watch it. I was also annoyed that people ask questions during the plot of the movie. Neither of them, if you've seen it, yeah, that's such a perverted of mine. It's like I have the same information you do. I agree, John. I agree, but it's also, I like talking during movies. It's a bad habit, I know. Especially when, you know, Burn one. I talk during movies so much. I cannot shut up. I feel the same way about Deadly Class. Ended after one season with a huge cliffhanger. Y'all check out Deadly Class, by the way. All right. Haven't heard of it, but all right. I don't know about Best, but it was definitely amazing. Got canceled for no reason. All right, there you go. Look, there's a lot of emotion in Winning Time. I loved that show. As a Lakers fan who loves sports biopics, there's so much story. That's the thing. Like, you can't tell that story with the 2011 Giants. You can't tell that story with the 2025 Thunder. You can't tell that maybe with the Miami team, but even then, they did the Aaron Hernandez doc and it sucked. A full-fledged, faithful adaptation of one of the most interesting stories in sports history, and they canceled it on the Celtics winning. I'm not gonna cry. Sports movies and shows are always so bad most of the time. There are a few that are good. Most of the time they're bad. I'd say 2 out of 3 sports movies or shows brick and miss like awfully. For every Moneyball, there's 2 Draft Days. For every, I can't even think of another good one. That's it. So like, the fact that it was good, and it was, the actors loved it, everyone loved it. I'm literally on the Winning Time subreddit just because it hurts. Just because it hurts. I've signed petitions. HBO doesn't care. I miss that show. I miss that show, man. Giant Super Bowl or Winning Time season 2 to be finished. It's closer than you'd think. It's closer than you'd think. Obviously, I'm going Giant Super Bowl, though. Geno just got released. Well, that's not much of a note. GF10 drop, but yeah, Geno got released. That's not much of a surprise. Wasn't crazy about Smiling Friends, but it's good. It's ending now. People are upset again. Good to end on a high note. But I feel it is getting kind of pulled. It is kind of getting pulled early. But I do hear you. Better to end on a good note than a Celtics win. That's the best thing I can think of. Shut up, Mohammed. Shut up. Tampa Bay Rays Moneyball 2. Moneyball 2 would be a funny ass movie. The Aaron Hernandez show on FX is funny. It's so ass. Yeah, no, I watched. You know what? No, I watched the Donald Sterling show on Hulu. Funny. I was gonna make a video about winning time compared to the Donald Sterling show, and I wrote the script and then didn't like it, so I didn't make it, which is a common pattern on this channel. Not gonna happen with the AI video though. AI video coming out soon. It's just I was watching Euphoria, so I kind of procrastinated a little bit. AI video coming out soon though. Watch out for that. But I think I watched an episode of the Aaron Hernandez show. It gets wild, but yeah, it's not great. That's what I mean. They all suck. Oh, they all suck. All the sports shows and movies suck. No one knows how to tell a good sports story because everyone leaves out details or protects people's egos. That's what made Winning Time so great. You know what? Fuck this. Hold on. This will get trimmed. I don't care. Look at this. What's the AI video on? AI in sports. It's gonna be sick. It's on Allen Iverson. Let me pause the songs here. By the way, I'm loving the Sonic music lately, by the way. The Sonic music's been doing it. All right, we're gonna watch this. If you're not into it, whatever. This is definitely gonna get trimmed afterwards. I'm definitely gonna get got by YouTube. They might take my channel away from me. I don't care. This is worth watching. This will get trimmed out after the fact. So, you know, there you go. Listen to this.
Listen up now.
Look at this. Like.
Fuck! You shut the fuck up!
If you can't tell, this is supposed to be Pat Riley.
All of you!
It is Pat Riley. What am I saying?
Wait, fucking listen. Sit down. Now you're gonna listen.
You got Magic.
You know what you're doing? Do you?
Jerry West. I'm gonna shut up.
Bitching, crying, pointing fingers. Shit. Fucking champions, my ass. You know why you lost last year? Because of this shit. Because you start fucking popping off about each other. Cool. You sniping at Jamal? What's your excuse for playing like a fried turd? I don't know where you got the idea you're a star. You're not.
I know that's right.
What? Think you're a big...
Like, look at the lighting. The set piece. They got the Gatorade cups. Do you think the FX shows are gonna have the Gatorade cups from the 80s?
Man, so what? You made an all-star team. Whoopee. You haven't played hard since. Will you take the rest of the season off? You out there chasing tail? How's that going for you?
Roz, I hurt my knee.
You bitch again about Kareem. You're done. You hear me? That goes for all of you.
Well said.
Cap, where you been? Everybody's asking when you're gonna retire. They're all trying to guess.
I'm gonna keep pausing this just because I don't want YouTube to just like completely, you know, take me for everything I own. But I do want to say this is just a flip of the motivational sports speech trope, and I think it's really cool.
I'll tell you when. It was 2 months ago. Shut up. Don't you show me those fucking teeth. You think I'm afraid of you?
You think I'm afraid of you?
Nah, Roz,
No?
I ain't even like that.
There's no press here. Come on, let's tell it like it is. So fucking afraid you lost a step, you pinned it on your coach. I watched.
Smoke in the air.
Now this whole team is
More
turning on
actors need to be
itself.
smoking
You
cigarettes.
want to win?
On screen, I
Gotta
should
be like
say.
this. Tight. Anyone has anything to say, it gets said face to face. Man to man. Almost forgot. McAdoo, you're out of the starting lineup. Rambis, wake up.
Kurt
You're in.
Rambis. Hey, and by the way, if JJ Redick did this, the Lakers would be considerably better.
I love the speech, but the do is due. You can't put him on the bench.
I just did, and I'm taking you off.
Roz,
No more of this wild shit. It's coach.
It's coach, goddammit. I love this shit, man. I love this show. Watch this show and then just, you know, pretend
play
like
this
the last
game.
episode didn't happen.
let's do it. Coach on 3.
Come on. Let's go, coach.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
There you go. There you go. That's the scene. And scene. I love Winning Time, and I always will. And I'll never forgive HBO and Larry Ellis for taking it away. I don't even know if he was, but still. If JJ did this, there was 16 hit pieces circulating within the afternoon, LeBron would likely be the culprit. Yeah, that's what I mean. If JJ Redick said, "Stop showing me those fucking teeth," to LeBron James, Reeves, you've been playing like your knee fell off. DeAndre Ayton, get the hell out of here. It's team would be considerably better. I agree with you, Mohammed. Just talk shit to Ayton. Brother will turn to prime Shaq. Yeah, that'll work. Why JJ Redick is a coaching terrorist? Yeah, why my time with LeBron will drop a BuzzFeed article. Why my time with JJ Redick was such a nightmare, and why I preferred Ty Lue. I'm so sick of LeBron. I'm so sick of LeBron, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Going into last season, I would have fought tooth and nail that LeBron's the GOAT, and that I think he's a great athlete. He's great for the sport. That he's not soft. But the way I've watched this Lakers team just disintegrate and LeBron just hold on. Yeah, Luka, play defense. Yeah, seriously. The way I've watched LeBron just hold on for dear life onto this, like, him trying to be the greatest ever, him breaking all these arbitrary, stupid records because he keeps playing. It upsets me. It does. And I'm not even a Mike Jordan's the GOAT guy. I think I'm just going to become a Kobe guy, honestly. Shows a podcaster can't be a coach. Shows a former player can't be a coach. Shows a former player who's afraid of LeBron James can't be a coach. How about that? Problems on the island. I'm not going to get there, but you know, JJ with a teach punch down and throats and stuff like that to Bron. That's what you need, though. You need a coach. You think Pat Riley couldn't get his ass beat by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? You think Pat Riley wasn't actually doing speeches like this? Pat Riley was the real deal. Why aren't NBA coaches the real deal anymore? Everyone's so goddamn soft. I sound so old, but it's true. But yeah, you're a Kobe guy. At this point, it's all that's left. Could say I'm a Kareem guy or a Hakeem Olajuwon guy, but Hunnaball, what did Kobe do? I'm not. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Nothing was charged. Nothing was charged. Nothing was charged. Jason Kidd's a decent coach. That's a perfect way to put it. He's a decent coach. Luke has regrets having to play alongside LeBron. They got rid of Braun. They got to get rid of Braun before there's no point of return. Totally. Luke has gotten worse. Reeves has his head up his ass. DeAndre Ayton is just a complete worthless piece of trash. DeAndre Ayton, I mean, dude, my God, a fucking broomstick would be a better center than DeAndre Ayton. The dude plays for the tip-off and then gets sat. I mean, I've never even heard of that in my whole life. A center playing the tip-off and then getting sat. Like, I cannot believe that was our plan A at center. Why the fuck did we rescind the Mark Williams trade? LeBron sucks. All right, let's move on. Y'all know how to build around Luka. I don't disagree. It's complete nonsense. I mean, they're trying, but they're not trying well. They're just not. God, let's move on. You guys aren't ready for this. You guys aren't ready for this Google search. There she is. The carp. Sar equal Brina Carpenter. Didn't Cream star in a Kung Fu movie with Bruce Lee? Yes, he did. Cream was a beast. And he was actually able to stick the landing at the end of his career. Whatever. Generally believe Hakeem would have looked like the GOAT if MJ didn't run away from those ass whoopings in the finals. That would have been something. Hakeem was awesome. Brawniest of the Thanasses of the West. Yeah, no doubt. You might be wondering why I Googled Sabrina Carpenter at 8:23 a.m. West on a Friday. Because this is my next F It Friday take. I think Carps can do the halftime show. Look, I was listening to an interview with Roger Goodell, and I forget who else. Who interviewed him? Golly, it was like a smaller creator. Not even a smaller creator. Just like an independent guy or something. I don't even remember who's, but someone interviewed Roger Goodell, and it was like a big moment. And they asked him about the halftime show, just like, what'd you think of the halftime show this year? And he was like, the numbers were great. I don't really. And Roger Goodell, who everyone hates, and rightfully so, he's made some bad decisions. Although compared to Adam Silver, he's done a great job. He was like, I like creating discourse. I like introducing people that you wouldn't expect to these halftime shows. I like going against the grain because, you know, it starts a conversation. He didn't say this exactly, but I think what he was trying to say was it starts a conversation and, you know, it's best for the sport because it gets more eyes on it from different sides. Now, I don't think the NFL has the spine to go aggressive enough to go with, say, a K-pop artist. And I'm not even a K-pop guy, but I think that would probably be the most knee-jerk, bring as many people as you can into the football scene as you can. But I do think, if we're being honest with ourselves here, the NFL has done a really good job at catching people at the peak of their career. And I do think Sabrina Carpenter is going to need one more album. If this next album does it, if she drops, I don't know when her next album comes out, but if her next album comes out between now and September, and it hits big, which it probably will because she's on the top of pop right now, she'll get the halftime show. And I know engaging in these halftime show discourses get a little hazy, but I just wanted to say that as my F It Friday take. Book it today, and if it doesn't happen now, it'll happen before 2030. Sabrina Carpenter, that I feel very confident. Sabrina Carpenter will do a halftime show before 2030. And I'll be with it. It'll be sick. But she's a woman. But she does pop. As if that's ever stopped anyone before. If, like, you know what I mean? Oh, but she's so sex positive. That's not football. What do these halftime shows have to do with football? You know, it's a concert. It's a concert. And it's tough to find star power in the new age media where everybody has their own nuanced take. You ask any person, if I asked everybody in this chat, what kind of music do you guys listen to? I'd venture to say all, if not most of you guys would say, I listen to a little bit of everything. Because that's what I would say. That's what we all do. Every date I have been on, I have asked them what music they listen to, and without fail, a little bit everything. A little bit everything, a little bit everything. And then I asked them, and it's like it's just like the hits. It's like Billie Eilish and like other popular artists. Like when I say listen to a little bit of everything, I'm talking, I'll go 80s rock, I'll go jazz, I'll go hip hop, I'll listen to girly pop. I don't give a shit. I think a lot of people have misinterpreted what a little bit of everything is like. I feel like some people think a little bit of everything is like eating M&Ms and eating all the colors, you know? It's like that doesn't count. That's not like, you know, you're the same flavor of everything. But yeah. That's my little take there. I think Sabrina Carpenter is going to do next year's halftime show. Here we go. Nobody's asking the real question. Are the Knicks legit? Yeah, but are the Knicks legit? Goat Killer is a good point. I like that. If not, he'd be at least known as the Goat Killer. Like Matthew Dellavedova. Honestly, I wouldn't be as all in with Carpenter halftime show like I was with Bad Bunny, but I'd be okay with it. Damn straight. Ariana better than Sabrina? Oof. I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know about that. Sabrina Carpenter's got more performing chops. I don't think Ariana's got it to do a halftime show. I don't think she has the stage presence. I'm not ripping on her vocals, but I don't think she has the stage presence or the music, to be honest. I think Sabrina Carpenter could hit Feather and, you know, Nonsense and all those songs. It would smash at the Super Bowl. That's my take. Sabrina ain't ready yet. Maybe one more year until she's ready. I think she's ready. I think at 26 she's ready. How old's Benito? How old is he? Isn't he like, you know, 31? Okay, maybe she's not ready. Maybe 26 is kind of young. Who is the youngest? We're going to go to Gemini, my bad. But youngest Super Bowl halftime show performer. Youngest Super Bowl halftime performer. Okay, that's okay. Well, that doesn't count. Okay, headliner, my bad. Jesus. Fuck. This is not what I mean. This is what I mean. Thanks a lot, Gemini. That's not what I meant. Okay, Bruno did it at 28. And Bruno was like at the top of the world. You guys are right. She's not ready. But okay, let me revise this take. Before 2030, she will do it. There you go. Ariana will have it before Sabrina. No, she won't. Ariana won't go. She won't. Sabrina got 12 Super Bowl ready songs unless they're trying to boost her streams, which would make sense. Lincoln Fox to the GOAT. Of course, Lincoln Fox is the GOAT. But doesn't count. That's not what I was looking for. Yeah, it's Bruno though. Man, what? Please. See, that's another good one. Ariana got 8 albums worth of hits. You sound crazy right now. How old was The Weeknd? That's a good question. I not Super Bowl ready hits. Tell me the songs Ariana could go at the Super Bowl. I can't think of many. Let's just, okay, hold on. This is so funny. I'm enjoying this. It's so funny. Every time I prepare for these streams, I'm like, yeah, man. I can't wait to talk about the halftime show because I know it'll start something. Okay. Never heard Ghostin'. I don't remember Into You. Thank You Next might work in a Super Bowl stage, but I don't think it'll translate. No Tears Left to Cry wouldn't translate. God is a Woman wouldn't translate. Love Me Harder would work, but again, maybe there are a couple. Dangerous Woman, I've heard that one. These are literally just, like, I'm thinking, how many songs of these have I actually heard? 7 Rings could go. 34-35 would probably go. I don't think she's got 12 though. Ariana could do Wicked as well, including features. She's smashing 12 easy. Let's go Variety's top 10 Ariana Grande songs of all time. Trying to think. The Way would be cool. It sucks that Mac Miller's not around anymore. That is not the saddest reason that Mac Miller's not around anymore. I should say that. The biggest bummer about Mac Miller passing away is that he can't do The Way at Super Bowl halftime show. That's not it. That's also a really old song too. 2013. That's a really old song. The thing is, Apple Music halftime shows are all about catching these artists at their pinnacle, at their peak, and I think they're gonna try and do that with Carp. How old was The Weeknd? Yeah, let me look that up again. I forgot. Got it. He's 36. So when he did the halftime show, he was what, 30-ish? Yeah. 30-ish. Maybe 31. So there you go. Bless me. They'd probably do a hologram set of Mac in tribute. Oh God, I hate hologram sets. Bless you. Thanks, Mohammed. You know what I realized? I always cover my sneeze when I sneeze on stream. Why? There's no one else in here. Like, who cares? Thought Ariana was going to join SNL. Lol. She might. Is that what she's up to? Is she writing jokes? Golly, bro. Can I get one? It doesn't look like it. She hosts SNL for the third time. Teases the death of a popular SNL character. What? I don't watch SNL, bro. I have no idea. Seven Rings. No cheers, subscribe. Thank you. Yeah, man, I'm good. No, I'm good, man. I think Ariana makes fine music, but I think Carp's got her beat, at least as far as a performer goes. Let's not forget, by the way, maybe her music is there, which I'm not even going to contest that it is, but maybe her music is there. They kind of think it started COVID. Thanks, Mom. Not only is her music not there, though, but I don't think her performing chops are there. I just don't think so. Britney Spears did like 20. Yeah, but okay, but she did like a song, which, by the way, that Super Bowl halftime show was hilarious. You got NSYNC, you got Aerosmith, you got Nelly, Britney Spears. That's listening to a little bit of everything, by the way. That's what that is. You guys seen Ariana's duo with Seth MacFarlane? It's pretty good if you like theater stuff. Oh, I've not seen that. Was that an SNL thing? But she wasn't a headliner, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Matt Foley is still the greatest skit that SNL had. Where's my shirt? Where is it? Oh, damn it. Hold on. Here it is. Been wearing this shirt for the past few days. No one's got it. Like, no one's been getting it in public, obviously. My mom got it for me. I live in a Van Gogh down by the river. Is that Matt Foley? I know it's Farley, down by the river. My mom got me this shirt. It's kind of funny if you get the joke, which I'm not even an SNL guy and I get the joke. I wish more people were like me. I wish more people were like me. That's my quote of the day. I wish more people were like me. Because, like, you don't have to be super smart to know the lore of something. You have to be a genius. You don't have to watch everything to, like, get the gist. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, I got more takes. I'm not going to let this halftime show conversation go on too long. I won't. I'm drawing a line in the sand. Great, someone's trying to get into my Ubisoft account. That's fucking phenomenal. Also, Chargers linked to AJ Brown trade. There you go. That'd be something. Okay. Into you, thank you. Next, side to side. That's a good one. You're right. Side to side would go. I forgot about that one. No tears left to cry. Bang. That's true. Fuck. Okay, maybe. All right, maybe. Popular. That's a good one. Damn it. I agree. She did too. Like 2019. W Hunnaball. There it is. Okay, sure. If you kind of stopped me in my tracks there, there is enough there. But to be fair, I don't think most people watching the halftime show would recognize half those songs. Those are good. They're good. But you got the younger generation that, you know, doesn't know old Ariana like that. And then you have the older generation that is not listening to Ariana. So I think it would be a very niche performance for her to do those specific songs. And a lot of those songs are pretty old. Like, we're talking early 2010s, which are good songs. I like them. I forgot about Bang Bang. That was a fucking hit. Get Nicki Minaj on stage, shaking ass, whatever. Justin Timberlake did 2 Super Bowl halftime shows before 25 G's. Okay, so it is JT. Okay, so maybe. But again, that was a band, right? He did it was with him and NSYNC, and like again, that's before a Super Bowl halftime shows were like headliners. You guys might be right about Carp needing some time, but it'll happen. David Spade and Christina Applegate as the unmotivated kids. David Spade. Colin Coward calls in. He says, "There's no one funny from Phoenix besides David Spade." When she was really, that's what I'm saying. When she was at her peak in popularity, that's what you got to do with a halftime show. You got to catch them at their peak. Back to the speaking of great music. Let's go, after this, let's go Nintendo music. There it is. All right. Cool. Anyways. Okay, so I got 2 sports takes. Let me see if I can find this one. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Actually, hold on. I might be able to find a specific tweet if it doesn't reload. Yes. Good. Okay. Okay. Here we go. He did one with NSYNC and one without. Yeah, but that wasn't before 25. Okay, where am I? Okay. Let's go to my page here. Pagers offered a first and a third for AJ Brown. Harry Roseman said, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. By the way, my last post, my retweet, send Kyle Pitts to the Pro Bowl. Come on. Okay. Here it is. Kevin Durant had 23 straight free throws before he missed 2 on purpose. Kevin Durant's points prop tonight, 24.5. He missed 2 free throws with under 30 seconds left and finished with 23 points. Here's what I think. And this is a stupid take, but I don't care. I think athletes should be able to do this. I think athletes should be able to throw their games as long as there's no evidence of them betting. I think athletes who are sick of points props should be able to be like Kevin Durant and be like, no, I'm not engaging with this betting thing. I don't care. Because athletes get death threats. So why not allow them to respond? Dude, it's so annoying how one-sided athletes are in the media. Athletes have plenty of power. They get paid hundreds of millions of dollars. And this is not me saying athletes have it tough. But what I am saying is it's annoying how athletes' voices only matter to like very specific, rigid stuff. Even now, athletes are supposed to talk about politics, but God forbid they shit on Stephen A. Athletes are supposed to, to represent brands and identities, but God forbid they speak out against sports betting and about how they and their families are getting death threats because Adam Silver's too afraid to turn on a check. And it's not just Adam Silver, it's all the GMs and commissioners. But I'm just saying, in a sport like basketball where you have so much control over your individual performance, if Kevin Durant came out and said, yeah, I intentionally missed those free throws because fuck the people that bet on me. Don't bet on me. Don't do it. Do not bet on me. I might go over, I might go under, but I do not bet on me. Why can't athletes say that? The NBA would probably suspend him for 5 years. And I think that's super annoying. So that's my mini take. I know that's not much of a reason, but I'm just saying, if Kevin Durant actually missed these free throws on purpose, good for him. Good for him. The one without was before 25. They just had multiple actions headliners. He did another on top of those 2 when he was older. No shit. Jesus. Well, Sent a video to Discord of some hypothetical Kanye set list. They were so good, man. Yeah, probably has like 3 different halftime set lists. He could do different songs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Kanye could do an hour-long concert and it would work. Once every year, an athlete should be able to fight a random fan, like making an event. That'd be fun. Once a year, you get a few athletes and a few of them hating-ass fans, let them fight it out. I like that. I like that a lot. That's a good take. Why is Ghana trending? But, yeah, I like that a lot. I'm with that. That's a little tougher to sell. But athletes should be able to say, hey, I don't like people betting on me. Don't bet on me. Don't do it. I don't care about your fantasy football. I don't care about your stupid parlays. I will intentionally throw to make you lose your bets. Don't do it. It would be very forward. Stop the death threats. See, the NBA doesn't care if their athletes get death threats. That's part of the game. But God forbid Steve Ballmer gets called for cheating. Now I'm just quoting the Drew Gooden video. Watch the Drew Gooden video if you haven't already. I love shouting at smaller creators. The fans would puss out. Lol, yeah, that's true. Get me and Evan Neal in the ring. See what happens. That ain't going anywhere. All right. That light ain't going anywhere. Imagine being a Myles Garrett hater. He challenged you to a brawl. Fuck. Jeez. That scared the hell out of me. All right. We're past the 2-hour mark on the stream. There's one more thing I want to talk about. And this is my Unless you're Brock Lesnar, what the fuck, man? Don't bet on me is a great line. That's, yeah, don't bet on me. Yeah, seriously. I'm gonna fail. Okay. Here's my last one. And this one you guys are gonna walk back. I'm gonna open the connections because we'll close with that. I like doing those on here. You guys help me out with them. Let me pull the connections. Okay. Give him a purse like it's a boxing event. Make it a no holds barred. Bring out a chair, bring out a baseball bat, bring out a Mick Foley baseball bat wrapped in a barbed wire. Do whatever. Make him fight Logan Paul. Can someone kick Logan Paul's ass, please? Please? Can someone kick Logan Paul's ass? All right. Last thing. This is a football take. I'll gladly let Evan Neal kick my ass for a few mil, and I think most people would as well. I don't think he could, honestly. Evan Neal would be like, nah, I don't know, man. I'm not really going to punch with this hand. I don't really got it. Got to fight SGA or Lou Dort. I might do steroids and a cocktail of performance-enhancing drugs. SGA sucks, dude. SGA is so annoying, man. I should make a video on why SGA is rooting basketball, but wouldn't be the first to say that. Okay. Last take. I don't know if I believe this one, but it's F it Friday. So, there you go. Didn't you just guys ask you recently? Evan Neal? I think look, I'm looking at mocks, okay? And there is a world where the New York Jets get Arvell Reese and Carnell Tate. There is a world where that is possible. There's a shot. If the board falls a certain way, the Jets could end with a very good draft. And even if it's not Carnell Tate, they could get a wide receiver and Arvell Reese and have some pieces. So my last take on this effing Friday, I think the Jets are going to be okay this year. I don't know why I'm saying that. It feels so antithetical to everything I've learned in my over a decade of watching football. I don't know why I think it. But you know what? I'll double down. I'm just going to say it. I think the Jets are going to have more wins than the Lions. Jared Goff sucks, and the Lions are in play to have a really good draft, okay? That's it. I think the Jets are going to have more wins than the Lions. And I know that sounds crazy, and everyone thinks the Lions are awesome, and oh my God. No, dude. The Lions are on a crash course to be bad again. And let's not act like the Lions are some storied franchise that are really great. The Lions are America's favorite losers just as much as the Jets are. But the Jets have been okay once or twice, and god damn it, this might be one of the years. Aaron Glenn going into his second season. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's my take. That's it. I have no other reason. The Jets have the draft capital and the pieces, and if they could just get a goddamn quarterback, then they can go forward with some kind of courage. And I don't think the Lions are that good, and the Lions play in a tougher division. I think there's a chance that the Jets can split the Bills. I think there's a chance they can sweep Miami. I think there's a chance they can split the Patriots and will be okay. I'm not saying the Jets are going to the Super Bowl, but I do think the Jets could go 7-10, and the Lions could be worse than that. That's my take. F it Friday. Don't hold me accountable. They could just need a half-decent quarterback. I could see them winning 7 games. I don't think they will, but I could see it. Exactly. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Anything is possible. Everyone's ripping on the Jets. They make no sense. Everyone thinks Aaron Glenn sucks. And that's why I'm here to tell you the Jets will be all right this year. And that's not even with me looking at the schedule. Although it'll probably be tough. Okay, let's play the connections. Mohammed said nah. I think there's a shot the Jets take Simpson, not at 2. Maybe in round 2. This is just your brown steak with a paint of green on it. Yeah, basically. I'm going to get one of them. I'm going to get one of them for the clip. I'm going to get one of them. One of these bad teams has to be good, and I'm not going to say it's the Giants. All right. Let's see. PSG, Man City, Real Madrid, Chelsea. Are these teams that Jude Bellingham has played on? Obviously, they're soccer teams. I know Jude's played on PSG and Real. Has he played on Man City? I feel like this is a good guess, though, for the first one. Nice. Never mind. Last 4 men's clubs to win the Champions League. That makes more sense. Do they keep Brees Hall or not? They're tagging him. They're tagging him. My last hot take of the day is the Bengals will go 5-12. I like it. I like it. You know what? You know what's a take that I was working through, but I don't think I'm gonna actually put some emphasis on. I think the Bengals should trade up in the draft. That's not even like a hot take. It's more of like a what they should do. I think the knock with the Bengals right now is that they're too afraid to actually go for it. And if they trade up in the draft, specifically to get like one of these top tier defensive players, like say they trade up for Dave Bailey. That I'm not saying that would fill the hole left by Trey Hendrickson, but it would kind of help the vibes. And if they did that, the Bengals may suck. It may not work, but at least no one will be able to say the Bengals aren't trying. Same goes for the Bills. At least no one will be able to say they're not trying. Long shot, underdog, dark horse, minnow? Minnow? I think it's minnow. Underdogs, right? Unlikely winner. There you go. Football teams. GF10, $10, bro, gets hurt again. Jesus. But yeah, I wonder if they re-sign Breece Hall. I think that's more of the question, though, Jarv. I wonder if they re-sign Breece Hall. I think they'll need to win in order to do that. Franchise tagging a running back is an interesting call, though. I think the Bengals and Steelers can be under 500 this year. So we're all in on the Browns and the Ravens, I'm hearing. Are you agreeing with me on the Browns being good take, Jarv? Is that where we're at? If bro doesn't get hurt again, I'll buy his jersey. Hell yeah, we'll hold you to it, GF10. I think the Bengals get downs if the Giants don't take him. I think so too, but that would be a slam dunk. But if he's not there, he's not there. If I'm Dallas, I'm jumping Cincy. If I'm Dallas, I'm trading with the Chiefs and moving up. Fuck it. Especially if Love's off the board. I'm taking downs. But Dallas didn't trade up for safeties. Okay. Wait, things you hit. Oh my god, this connections is easy. The things you use to hit other things. Use to hit a ball, that works. And then right here, 4 for 4. Homophones of MLB teams. That's the stupid one. Whatever. Sharp thinking. You made fewer mistakes than most. There you go. Pretty good. Getting pretty good at these. Just saying. Those were easy, though. That was so goddamn easy. I think the Bengals get down. Oh. I think if Rodgers comes back to the Steelers, they win the division, and the North is a complete mess. The North is a complete mess. The Ravens actually have pretty good odds to like be great this year, which is surprising to me at least. But yeah, fellas, I like these takes. Anybody else have any hot takes they want to throw in before the end of the stream? Because if not, we will just check the news. Things are happening, by the way. Jermaine Illuminor is risen from the ashes. Execs make a mock draft top 10. I like how they title this, like as if these aren't the most common like mock draft picks right now. I don't think, by the way, I don't think Jeremiah Love's going to be there at 9. I don't think there's, I'm starting to think there's less and less chance. Francis, that's such a basic pick. That's such a basic ass pick. The Giants take Francis at 5. I mean, this is just, wow, so they have Sonny Styles going out of the top 10. Shit. Weird mock, honestly. Weird mock, whatever. Maybe executives are big on the whole positional value thing. The thing is, I don't think Maui's a bad pick, but I just don't really like it. It's just not exciting. Fanatics Flag Football Classic moving from Saudi Arabia to Los Angeles. Sources, that's nice. Big winner of the Paramount Warner Brothers Frenzy, the NFL. By the way, Paramount is going into the hole so much to buy Warner Brothers that they might go under as well if we're lucky. If we're lucky, traditional entertainment media will all go under. I love France at 5'7". I want to be a contender in the next few years. Fair enough. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. I can see if it's more of the AFC North being questionable and the Browns being good. I'm definitely rooting against Monk and Law. I think Baltimore will be fine enough if Lamar stays healthy. Nah, that's true. Can't bet against Lamar. Love will go in the top 5 when we're in prime position to trade down. Amen. I think that was one of my takes. Yeah, someone will trade up for Jeremiah Love, implying that he will go in the top 5. Yeah, someone will trade up. I like it. I like it a lot. I want to do a mock really quick. I'm just going to do a really quick mock just to draw what I've been hearing. And then we'll call it. We're going to get bailed out by the taxpayers. That's fair, actually. That's fair. I forget that always happens. Did PFF drop another mock? Nope, never mind. Okay, really quick. The daily mock. Okay, we're taking Arvell Reese. Just kidding. It's Mendoza. And then here, let's just go Arvell Reese. It's not overthinking. This is another speedrun mock. Here's where it gets interesting, right? I think the Cardinals are in prime position to trade down, but I don't think there's a team. I keep racking my brain. Is there a team that can trade up with the Cardinals? I've been trying to figure this out because the Cardinals would probably love to move down. Is there a team that could trade up? Dallas shouldn't send too much. Like, why would the Titans do it? The Giants don't have the capital and shouldn't. Browns wouldn't. Manders, maybe. The Commanders might, but they don't have the capital. They don't have a second round pick, so that wouldn't work. The Saints would feel like a stretch. Chiefs aren't going to do it. Yeah, Joe Shane, I've got to do a GM obviously the 6th model. It's really fun. I will. Maybe that'll be Mayhem Monday. Love going to be a Saint. James calling his shots. I don't think Love is out of play for the Cardinals here. I really don't. I don't. I'm really starting to think Francis falls out of the top 10. I'm really starting to think it. So you know what? I'm going to go for it. If the Cardinals can't move down, Jeremiah Love. Why not? Okay, so now the Titans have a couple of spots they could go. They could go Styles. They could go Bailey. For the sake of this exercise, I'm going to put him in Styles. Put him with Styles. I know it's crazy. It probably won't happen. But for the sake of this exercise, since we never do that around here, I wanted to do that. Because now, look at what the Giants are working with. Prime trade down territory, by the way. Prime. If Washington wants to move up and grab Dave Bailey, which I don't even know why they would. But if a team wants to move up, like maybe not the Ravens, but if a team wants to move up and grab David Bailey, that would be sweet. But if the board falls like this for the Giants, Monroe Freeling maybe? It's kind of tough. Do you take David Bailey? Like Caleb Downs would make sense here. If the Giants stick and pick, it'll probably be Caleb Downs at 5. But wouldn't this be wild? Right? So let's just keep doing this. Let's just keep going because I don't see a trade partner. Takes two to tango, guys. Every franchise in the NFL wants their team to trade down. Vikings go all in to draft Love and use him because KOC because I not use him because KOC doesn't call run plays. Here you go. Okay, Caleb Downs. Then this is my favorite pick thus far, Monroe Freeling. I love the Browns taking Monroe Freeling, and that makes so much sense to me. And the Commanders are thanking their lucky stars, man, because David Bailey falls to them at 7. That's a slam dunk. Saints probably gonna have to go wide receiver, but here's what I like. Right? I alluded to this earlier, but here's what I like. Actually, no, but Caleb Downs is off the board, so there's no point for Dallas to move up. I wouldn't hate Freeling at 5. I would. A project tackle with this team, I would. I am kind of buying into Jeremiah Love at 5, though. I wouldn't hate it as much. But if you're the Saints, probably want to go receiver here. You could go Tate, you could go Lemon. For this exercise, let's go Lemon, right? Now the Chiefs are like, holy shit. Ruben Bain is going to our team. And they take Ruben Bain. Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to go safety regardless. In this case, they go with the Eneman. Dolphins. Got a lot of options here. And to be honest with you, I don't think Maui's a bad shout. You kick him in at guard. Maybe have him as a tackle down the road. Look, the Dolphins need corner help, but it's not like they're going to win anytime soon. You may as well get a cornerstone tackle like Francis. You sit and you take the best player available. And that's who they get here. Like I said, Maui could fall out of the top 10. Okay. Dallas, looking at a couple people. I like the Mesdor fit a lot, honestly. I do. And that's who I'm going to pick. I like the Mesdor pick. Cowboys take a high floor edge rusher and want to compete. Rams are freaking out because they just got either Jermad McCoy or Mansour. We'll go Mansour here. A project tackle with Illuminor ain't as bad as you make it sound, bro. Well, okay, I guess yeah. If we sign Illuminor, then I guess it's a bit better of an option. He'll be there. We know Monroe Freeling will be there. What if Monroe Freeling goes 3 to the Cardinals? That'd be hilarious. That'd be great. And the Ravens cannot believe they just got Cardinal Tate. Fano's also in play. Vega's in play. But I think if Cardinal Tate's there, the Ravens should take him. But again, for the sake of this exercise, I want to draw out a scenario where he falls to 16 at the Jets. So I think they'll go Vega. And then I think the Bucks actually would go Fano and kick him inside. Okay, then you got the Jets, and here's where it gets really interesting, right? Won't happen, but why not? Let's say the Vikings use pick. Let's go 82 and send back. Nah, let's go 82. Yeah. No, that's not enough. Let's go 82. Let's go 82 and do it. Vikings move up and they grab Cardinal Tate. Or no, sorry, scratch that. My bad. They don't grab Cardinal Tate. They grab Jermod McCoy. They jump the Lions and they go DB. How would we feel about that, John? How do we feel about that? Jets take Sadiq over Tate. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I think the Vikings, hey man, the Jets net a bunch of picks. They still get their guy. This would be an A++ draft for the Jets. If they could move down and still get a top guy, even Tyson. Vikings trade to take Ty Simpson. John, the pessimistic Vikings fan. I can't blame him. No, Ty Simpson. Well, hey man, Ty Simpson's going to be there at 18. Who would the Lions take in this scenario? I don't know, honestly. But because I'm mocking a bunch of corners, it is a bit of a reach, but Avion Terrell, why not? And the Jets, both these picks would be great. But let's go Tate. Run that pick in. Run that pick in. Seek ran a faster 40 than him at 30 pounds bigger. Maybe. But Tate would be such an over-the-top vertical threat. And you didn't hear? The Jets are basically Ohio State, but green. You didn't hear? Just because he ran a faster 40 doesn't mean he's a better prospect. Although I do admit Sadiq is good, but there's a wide range of outcomes with tight ends. What I will say, would it be crazy for the Panthers to go Sadiq? I like Jordan Tyson here a lot, but would it be crazy for the Panthers to take him? Who do the Panthers have at tight end right now? Am I missing someone? Tommy Tremble, Jatavion Sanders, Mitch Evans. Yeah, man. I mean, you get... I also don't hate Jordan Tyson here, by the way. But, man... Fuck it. I also think an edge rush would be good, especially with the way the boards kind of fell. TJ Parker, Falk, Cassius Howell. But let's go Sadiq here. And the Cowboys, they already got their edge. They probably reached on Mesidor, but whatever. But it's all right, because CJ Allen fell to him. That logic doesn't run through the Jets front office. Yeah, fair enough, maybe. Maybe I'm giving the Jets too much credit, but they have to be good now that I've called it. Steelers can do a lot. Nuss. That was an abrupt song change. This is honestly where the draft kind of falls apart a little bit in my books. Caleb Banks still sitting on the board. I'm gonna take him next pick. Steelers love to overthink draft picks. Omar Cooper, good pick, high floor guy. And the Chargers go Caleb Banks. Eagles are sitting here. Jordan Tyson wouldn't be bad, but does Blake Miller play on the right? He does. Either Blake Miller or Caden Proctor here. Let's go Blake Miller for the love of the game, just because his PFF grade's higher. Even though Caden Proctor will probably go higher. Let's go Blake Miller for fun. And the Browns cannot believe Jordan Tyson fell to them. This would be an A+ draft for the Browns and the Jets. Jordan Tyson, done. Bears. Bears need D-line. So whoever they like between Falk, Howell, and Parker. For here, let's go Falk. Bills, I don't think it's crazy for them to go receiver again. KC, Concepcion. Niners. They got a lot of options here. I don't think EMW is a bad pick. I think Denzel Boston would be. Caden McDonald's in play basically from here on out. But let's go EMW. Get a safety to compete with the Hawks. Texans could go Prignone. They could go Lomu, but I don't think they will. Let's give him Caden McDonald. Peter Woods also would work here. Let's go Peter Woods. Why not? Peter Woods is fun. And then the Chiefs with their extra first-round pick. Look, they addressed edge. Let's get some offense. Let's get some offense. Let's get ourselves a Caden Proctor. Or maybe Maxie Hennichor. Let's go Caden Proctor. Why not? Since when has an Alabama tackle ever busted? Ted and Tyson's also fun. Arizona versus AS State guy on the same team. Lol. I think that's great. I'd love that for the Panthers. Sadiq and Ted is nasty. That's what I mean. The Panthers are in a good spot, man, if they go offense. Sadiq, Tate, Tyson, any of those guys would be so much fun. Get me and Jarv agreeing. Broncos could go anywhere. This is where the mock really falls apart. But I like this pick too much. Eli Stowers. It's not going to happen, but I like it. Patriots are kind of sitting there with their hands in their pockets. Cassius Howell fell to them. And that's who they're going to take. And the Seahawks go BPA, which would be Caden McDonald. Done. That was our speed mock. That was our speed mock. Revisit this. Revisit this in a month and a half, and you let me know. Drop a like if you haven't already. Anyways, where was it? Here we go. So Lego Death Star, the slice of Death Star. Look at this travesty. 9,000 pieces. You get 38 minifigures, and you get a Restaurant of the World Japan with it. Wow, that's free? No way. So you get all the rooms, you get all the moments. It's definitely more of a decoration than a Lego. It's big. It's big as hell, but I don't think it's worth $1,000, frankly. Minifigs are cool, though. All right. Anyways. So this is where we're going to end it. This was a fun stream, guys. F it Friday. I know I talked a lot for this. It was a lot of back and forth with the chat. A straight grand for that. Yeah, that's right. Straight 1,000 large. What if you with tax? Out the door? Hey, free shipping. Let's just go. Let's do the sample zip code. This is not my zip code, obviously, but, you know, just to see. A steal for sure. They're receiving lots of Lego orders. I guess you can't. Is it 1,000 flat? I just don't want any billing information to come out here. Hey, man. I mean, at least it sounds right in a subtotal. Yeah, there's tax. It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole thing. Anyways, back to it. Anyways, guys, this was a fun F it Friday. A steal for sure. Yeah, steal if you see it in store. But anyways, you guys have a sick weekend. You know where to find me on Sunday. Keep an eye out for my AI video about how AI and sports are starting to mesh too much and the Venn diagram is crossing over too much, and AI calling coward is an indicator for what is to come, which is a bad thing in sports media, and everything sucks, and the Giants are going to win the Super Bowl. We'll be streaming on Sunday. You're buying the Death Star. I'm buying the Death Star. Speaking of scams, W2K26 gotta be good. Damn it. Damn it. Gamers got a game. Gamers got a game, GF10. But anyways, guys, you have a sick weekend. We'll be streaming on Sunday, probably Sunday evening. And we'll be streaming on Monday for tampering period and Hunnaball AM. But it'll be tampering period, so it'll be fun. So I'm excited for that. Tune into that and keep an eye out for my AI video. Love you guys always. And I have been Hunna. $1,000 Lego Death Star, 9,000 pieces. See ya.